when last we left our heroes, they had just finished up dealing with the last of the orc chieftain, beheading him and burying him along with a few other bodies. Yeah, heroes, whatever. And I believe that night, Elencia had a religious vision, a portent dream, however we want to put it. And in the morning, they headed out with the group headed out with Zenny towards a dwarf fort, an abandoned dwarf fort on the border. There, they found a startlingly empty ruin. After some exploring and a bit of poking and prodding around, they found the remains of the skeletal living, undead remains of a dwarven priest of Imreg, who warned them of doom and said that someone needs to warn the Emperor. From there, they went down to the reliquary, found a few neat trinkets, as well as solved a riddle which opened a shrine where Zenny retrieved a scale and the party got a few jade figures. From there, they fought their way past a mob of skeletons and have managed to escape. And I believe that's where we pick up.
It was a green scale.
A jade scale.
Jade is green, my guy.
Right, but specifically it was jade. It wasn't like a green dragon's scale. It was a jade scale in the motif of a green dragon.
Really? Because I don't remember that. I remember the figurines were jade.
I don't remember saying any of that either. I said it was a green dragon scale.
Really?
Yeah, the figurines and the other things were jade.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what you're getting confused. All the items were jade, but the scale was fucking green.
I believe my exact words were a small green stone the size of the shape of a dragon scale.
Yeah, green stone. So I assumed, being that it was alongside the others, that it was jade. Maybe I made a leap of logic there.
Sounds like you were pretty jaded. Ha.
Got him.
Got he. Haha, shut up. Left my joke.
So, we got on the horses. Are we riding?
Yes, I believe you are continuing to make distance from the fort, although Zenny would have been taking you north. I don't know if anyone wants to stop her or slow down, or what you guys would like to do.
I think we should just pull the horses together and have a conversation about this while we're going, So, are you guys good with going north?
Well, I mean, I personally don't see why not. We're probably going to get more jobs to do, right?
Maybe.
You know, Venny, you seem pretty apprehensive about this. What do you think?
I think we got a pretty stark warning early on. And that what we're now... From the dwarf that dissolved.
The dust.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Not much.
War is coming, doom and gloom. Warn the Emperor.
The Emperor is north, no?
Yeah.
Right. And we're going north with artifact that I trust about as far as I could throw.
You seem like you'd be able to throw it fairly far.
Then he trusts it a lot.
I'm still apprehensive about this.
Where do you want to go then?
I don't know. I don't know that I have any better ideas, and it seems like you guys are happy enough to head towards more work.
I mean, I believe we were heading north anyway.
No, Milo, if we were heading towards the port town. The opposite way.
Which is north?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are they both in the same direction? I thought they were like in opposite directions.
By now, Zundisher would be to the west, but it was north from where you started out.
Ah,
Yeah.
get all confused looking at these maps. Hard to keep an orientation.
Do you have a map?
Do you not have a map?
I flip my hair.
No.
Rick, I don't believe you have a map. I believe we're just talking about the mental map.
He's
You
he's
know,
looking at a blank piece of paper right now, like, oh, this map's so hard to keep straight.
It's got like some faint doodles on it from somebody in my backstory. Find me here, and it's like a big red X in the middle of blank canvas. And no, I actually never purchased a map before the campaign, so never mind.
Well, the dwarves are north, so we go there.
Right, heading towards the dwarves. Right.
What is wrong with
What, you got
dwarves?
something against dwarves?
I've got something specifically against the dwarven kingdoms.
What'd they ever do to you? Hmm?
You know what? I'm going to let this next part happen, and I can just say I told you so when we get there.
What? But you told me absolutely nothing. You've just been huffing and puffing this entire time. What? There have been like 3 words that have come out of your mouth. Then
Uh-huh.
I mean, the dwarves are particularly not wonderful. I have no love for them.
what? Why does everybody hate dwarves? What's going on here? They're just guys making a living, just like you or me.
No. Do you know what dwarven culture is like, Huffin?
Well, you know, they got like the stones, and then they make the stones into buildings, and they drink liquids a lot.
So no, then.
What? I'm a
you-
man of culture. Excuse you.
You're missing the slavery.
Yeah, you're missing the slavery part.
Oh. Oh.
Every
Yeah.
culture not have that?
No.
Really?
Is a peasant toiling in his field any more free than a dwarven miner?
Yes. Don't start this debate with me.
Then he raises her hands, just like, okay. If there's no more directed conversation to be had, you will continue on your way north.
Well, I'm going to annoy you by adding more directed conversation, because
Please
this is the point where Ven is actually going to speak up. You know, I was born into a peasant family. If I were a slave, I wouldn't be anywhere I am today. I'd have had no freedom to do so. I would still be working in a field. Or I'd be dead because I tried to do what I actually did and got the fuck out of there.
So you admit working in the field is slave?
It was, and I hated every second of it. So I stopped, which I had the choice to do because I'm not a slave.
Slave can run away.
Indeed, slaves can break their bonds.
They can break them, however, on jeopardy of death.
Only if caught.
Well, it is no small thing.
Look,
Many did lose their lives.
exactly. I am not a fan of servitude that is punished by murder if you try and do something else with your life. And the
Weird
dwarves seem to have that baked into their society.
weird that you don't approve of murder.
Look, death has its place. As a tool of oppression, not so much.
Yeah, murder is a cost of action, not a cost of sacrifice.
And that's the point where Ven is going to quiet down.
With Ven's words settling and leaving some measure of tension in the air, you continue on. It's several hours as the sun continues to rise and then set in the sky as things go rather uneventfully. It's now that the mountain range begins to come into sight, and you can sort of see the sloping peaks with snow wreathing them. And it's... how to say it? From this angle, the sun begins to set sooner as it sets behind those mountains. And so it's now that Zenny will say, perhaps we should find somewhere to rest soon.
Yeah, maybe a good idea.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea, actually.
Do you
Uh,
know
does
the
anyone-
Fire and a
place?
meal.
Ooh,
What's up? Valencia?
Do you know of a place?
Well, we'd be looking for any suitable place to make camp. I don't know if any of you are used to surviving in the wilderness.
Sorry, you're joking.
Of course, you wouldn't, but maybe one of your companions.
But we're going to inn, right?
no, Alencia. The inn is the ground.
There's
Not
no
unless you can
inn
make one.
around here.
You have a bedroll, don't you?
What is that?
Oh,
Oh.
fuck.
You bring a bedroll with you?
How can you carry bed? It's so big.
It's more like a sack of warmth that you lie in. Keeps you from freezing to death.
Red guy, I'm not into you in
inaccurate.
that way.
Could I
Your
guess,
loss.
roll a survival check to see if I can spot a good flat place?
Certainly.
Cool.
I thought you were ending it flat.
A good flat.
15.
Alright.
You are going to be able to sort of navigate through the remaining wilderness around here to find a place with a few trees, sort of a flat-ish topped hill that might be suitable for camp. It's about as good a place as you're going to find around here.
Well, what do you guys feel about this little area? It's pretty cozy. We could bundle up here for the night.
It looks much nicer than my usual sleeping arrangements, which is just off the road in a bush.
Yeah, let's. You don't do that anymore.
But-
Well,
Surely there's village nearby?
No.
Take a look around you, sweetie. There's only trees over here. Maybe some like bushes. No towns. Not
I
yet.
suppose we could try to press on through the night.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I-
dangerous. We should just sleep. We haven't slept in like a hot second. We should definitely take a rest here.
yeah.
I think she'd fall off the horse. Lesser of two evils.
I
What? Nice 17.
what is that for?
Once again, what's that
Because
for?
because my wisdom is not a 6, I roll usually privately, not this time, to figure out what Zaruk is thinking.
Okay.
Ah.
What is he thinking?
And he's
Can you
gonna
read
turn.
minds?
He's gonna turn to Ven and be like, "Is that a threat?"
A threat? How
She'll
would
fall
falling-
off the horse.
Yeah, because she's going to be tired while riding and isn't used to exerting herself.
Uh huh.
As if you know
Did-
me very well.
I know the clothes, I know the attitude. I don't know you yet. We're working on that.
Right. We could always try to make a shelter for Princess over here. Just a quick lean-to.
Surely blue guy can summon building.
No. My name is Huffin. I cannot summon a building. If I could do that, I wouldn't be here right now. That's for sure. Now, Meatloaf, I do understand, your concern with Alencia's concern. However, given that I feel like she's gonna be sticking around with us at least for a good travel longer. I think she should maybe get used to this kind of sleeping arrangement.
Well, if she doesn't have a bedroll, she's going to need some kind of shelter.
Well, no, of
So-
course, of course, of course.
Just a quick, simple lean-to. I mean, it'll at least help her through the night.
Yeah.
Especially if she's not comfortable enough to share a bedroll with any of us.
What is a bedroll?
I'll pull out my bedroll. It's just like a sleeping bag. Got a little thickum on the bottom layer of down. Sure, like goose down,
It
and it's warm.
It's like a
This-
rollable mattress.
is a blanket.
It's a blanket and a mattress that you crawl into. It's like a tube of warm.
Alancia like leans on the horse and like looks a little pale.
As
And you
pale
don't
as someone
have
with
one?
onyx skin can look.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to start losing daylight, or the remains of it. Do you want to... You don't have a sharp weapon, do you? She says, pointing to Zaruk.
I pull out my dagger. Is what I have. I almost grabbed an axe back there, but
I've got
they looked a
three
little
fairly-
decrepit.
I've got 3 fairly shitty spears that I need to sharpen up.
Right. Zenny's going to grab off the side of her pack a small hand axe and sort of hand it to Zaruk. It may not be good for chopping trees, but at least we'll get enough branches to build something.
Ah, yes, the felling of trees lies in the arms of the wielder. I have no doubts that this little axe will become a mighty ally.
Do you know how to build bed?
Yes!
That's perfect.
I'm going to build a lean-to.
All right. Roll me survival and a strength saving throw.
Strength
Little
saving
fight,
throw.
Can I help it? Oh, never mind.
Well,
You only
there's a
rolled
20
once.
on the
You
strength
can still
save.
help.
I
The
would like to
survival
help
check
on the
hasn't been
survival
made
check.
yet. Are you proficient in survival?
I am not.
I am also not.
Then you're not going to be able to help him on this, unfortunately.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so here's my survival roll.
Ugh.
That's a 7.
So, instead of a lean-to, it's much more a bundle of sticks with like a sort of gap in it. You're not sure how it's staying up, but it's there, and it could maybe fit Alencia.
I flick it.
It crumbles immediately.
Wow.
Man, I spent so long on that. Why would you do this?
Because
I
that was
can-
going to happen on her if I didn't.
As you've been chopping branches, are you gonna? With this 20 on your strength throw, you can probably chop a tree in a decent amount of time with this axe, but it is slow going.
Yeah.
By the time you finished with that, Zenny has got her a small halfling-sized tent set up, as well as a small fire going. What has anyone else been up to as Meatloaf has been trying to build a lean-to?
I've been looking for food. I'm going to hunt for something to eat, and then
Alright.
if I can find something, build a fire pit.
Roll me a quick nature.
Sure.
So, while you're not necessarily familiar with this area, you know generally how animals behave as winter comes. So you are able to find a few hibernating rabbits. You could go digging into the holes and pull a few of them out.
Mhm.
No large game, at least nothing that you're going to be able to successfully hunt unless you want to try.
No, I will stick to something small as long as it gets us a couple of rations worth of food.
Yeah, it'll get you enough for through tonight. If you wanted to make a survival, you might be able to dry it out for additional rations.
I just want to try and feed everyone for tonight, and we'll worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes.
Yeah, tonight you're easily able to feed everyone some rabbits. What's the other word I'm looking for? Like
Pheasants.
large-ish. Sorry, what's up?
No, go ahead.
Largest sort of tree rodents. They're not squirrels. They're like fat cats.
Chipmunks?
They're like fat, very, very fluffy cats. No, not necessarily chipmunks because they're a lot
A
bigger than
raccoon?
that. Not quite raccoon. They don't have the opposable thumbs. But yes, you do manage to find local wildlife enough to eat for the party.
Okay.
You're trying to dig your own fire pit, or are you trying to make one for to go with Zenny?
Ideally, I want us to all be gathered around it so I can make a fire big enough that it'll warm us at
Okay.
least partially into the night, and then
Okay,
obviously cook the rodents over it.
All right. How much experience would Ven have surviving in the wilderness, would you say?
I mean, I'm not proficient in it, but I'd say he's kind of had to since leaving the monastery, so a bit at least.
Then we'll say you know how to at least, get the skins off of these so you're not, roasting fur over the fire.
Mm.
So no roll is going to be necessary to cook everything all right. As far as digging the fire pit, easy enough. Well, simple-ish. The ground is semi-frozen, so it does take you a bit to get going. But probably with Zoruk's help, if you want to distract him from his lean-to, and then he can blame you for it falling down, then you two will be able to dig a fire pit for there to be a warm enough fire in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will absolutely ask for his help and then be gathering the correct materials while leaving him to the digging if he accepts.
Oh, yes, and perfect. And I pull out my cook's utensils.
Oh, okay. Well, you can handle this if you like. And
Yeah.
I assume that what Ven has done is like he's taken one of those spears and he's mostly like tied the legs of all the creatures he's got and just has them over a spear.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for you to sort of spit roast these things. Get your mind out of the gutter. What have Huffin and Alencia been up to?
Huffin is strategically doing nothing.
Excellent.
He is resting. He found like a nice little place that he dusted off for his bedroll. I would say he would be warming himself by Zenny's fire until the bigger fire pit was made.
All right. And anything Alencia is doing?
Getting the horses like situated and kind of hanging out with Huffin.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to get them tied off to one of the nearby trees, or maybe a large rock nearby, and you both sort of make it look like you're doing something. You're very anytime someone looks towards you, you hastily pretend you're having a very interesting conversation about what to do, and then the second they look away, you go back to doing nothing.
Good news. There's no need to pretend about a conversation. So as Huffin, I guess as Alencia would sit down next to Huffin, Huffin would just kind of put out one of his hands out as if waiting for something to be placed in his palm.
I put my hand in his hand.
No,
I'm Alencia. Nice to meet you.
I know, sweetie. I wasn't asking for your hand, although I do appreciate your enthusiasm to offer it to me. No, I was asking for the 10 gold that you owe me.
10 gold?
Silver. Whatever, gold, yeah.
For
Gold,
what?
yeah, gold. Well, remember you hired us? And you said as soon as we got out of the fort, you would pay us? Remember that conversation?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I reach into my pouch and I pull out 3 silver.
No.
Yeah.
See,
Yes.
that needs to change from silver to gold. We agreed on 10 gold.
It is
That
all
was
I
agreed
have.
upon. No, sorry. I've seen you. I see what you wear. I know who you are.
Well, the
Don't
thing
try
is,
to stiff me.
you probably noticed that I pulled it out of a huge pouch that
Yeah, literally.
You can probably, as she's rummaging for them, hear the clank jingling of many, many more coins.
Oh yeah. No. Come on, hand it over. I don't work for free.
And
Do you want to do opposing perception rolls, or not perception, persuasion rolls?
I have a 3 silver in your hand, and
In my hand.
and then I give you 2 gold.
Fine. You know what? I'll take this for now.
Well, I mean, I am not in the building right now, so like we're in the wilderness. So if I'm paying you, then you're not doing a very good job.
What do you mean? I got all of these really cool figurines. He like pulls open his backpack and shows all of the 8 jade figures, and I'm like, I did work. I
Do
did
they-
exactly what I was supposed to do.
Do they transform into bed?
No, but they can transform into money, which
I
can
don't know.
then
Do
buy
you
you a
want to try
bed.
speaking some command words? See if one of them becomes a bed.
What?
Bed.
Sleep?
Didn't work.
I just come in from off screen and dump my bedroll on Huffin's head.
Ow!
Perfect.
Dick. Go back to digging the fire pit. God.
Oh, I left that to the other guy.
Well, then why are you dumping your bedroll on me? That's rude.
You wanted a bed.
Not. Oh my god. Okay, then you know what? I'll use this as a pillow. Huffin's gonna like fluff the bedroll into a pillow. Lay
Want
on
it known, there's a layer of snow on the ground.
Yeah, he's laying on his bedroll.
Okay.
Remember,
Oh,
I
I
told you he
understand.
dusted
You're
off
sitting
the
on
area.
your bedroll and using his whole bedroll as a pillow.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on
yeah.
the ball.
Yeah. On the bedroll.
Got it.
Well,
All right. If that is set, the fire pit is dug, the various animals are cooked, and everyone sort of can settle in for the night. Who wants to be on first watch, if anyone?
I will take first watch.
Right. Go ahead and roll me perception and a d12.
oof.
Okay.
Doing real good.
6 and 1.
Ah!
Okay.
Couldn't be worse.
It could only end well. So, as the night begins to wear on, you sort of get a little distracted watching the moons go across the sky. This is your first time really setting out somewhere where you can enjoy, a hot meal. You've got a shelter-ish. You've got, company. This is your first time really doing what you normally do with people. So, think on that as you will, as your 4 hours comes to pass uneventfully.
Huzzah! And nothing was wrong at all.
Yeah,
In
you
the
didn't see one thing.
I did not. And we didn't discuss who was next beforehand, did we?
Mm-mm.
No, but 4 hours, I would probably now be tossing and turning. Also, Alencia probably tried to, steal some of Huffin's bed since he's small.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough. I assume in the bundle of loose branches that is meant to be a lean-to, there's probably enough bed there for some of Valencia. And I assume
Yeah.
Curl up really
while
small.
Ven was on watch, she was using his role.
No, that's Huffin.
Yeah, that's Huffin.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just sitting on the cold, hard ground at the mouth of the lean-to.
Huffin. I guess
Quote,
before
unquote,
going
lean
to
to.
sleep, he will offer Alencia to also sleep in the bedroll, but don't be weird about it.
Thank you.
Cool. I'm the big spoon, and then they go to sleep.
Oh, Huffin, as you go to sleep, Valencia is technically semi-awake meditating.
Oh, that's valid, actually.
And after
I forgot you
Ven's
meditate.
first watch ends, she's done on her meditation.
Yeah, so I'm I'm tossing and turning, and I'm shoving Huff. I can't sleep anymore. So I'm assuming Huffin gets frustrated. So I'm fine, whatever, and they leave.
Yeah, get out. God, give me up.
Whatever.
Can you keep watch? I can't keep my eyes open anymore.
Watch for what?
Anything sneaking up on us in the night?
Ugh, fear. And
Wild animals, bears, bandits, that kind of thing.
Is there a stump nearby I could sit on?
I believe Zorak would have been adamant about chopping down a tree. Is that correct?
Oh, hell yeah. No, there's probably a stump or two.
Okay.
Oh yes, there is a stump or two for her to sit on.
I'm gonna dust that off and sit on it.
Easy enough.
Mhm.
I assume Alencia being Alencia, she's gonna find the stump close-ish to the fire, like whichever one is
Yeah.
closer to the fire, and sort of fold her cloak to sit on as a cushion, and just like huddle up a little bit.
Yep.
Yep.
And if I get too cold, I'll go sit with like on the saddle of one of the horses. 'Cause
The
they're
fire
warm.
is good enough, and the horses are nearby enough to where you can get a little bit of their ambient warmth.
Okay.
Yeah, while I was on watch, I would have been tending the fire, so it should be like pretty big right now.
For
Yeah.
now. Alencia does not tend that fire.
Go ahead and roll me perception and a d12.
Perfect. Even better.
Okay. Okay. Give me one moment.
Oh no. Why'd
How-
you have
no.
to roll a 7?
I'm sorry.
If we have the option to give you a moment or not, no, denied. No,
But-
thank you.
I will not allow it.
Yeah,
You get
exactly.
no moment.
Morning arrives peacefully, and we are all on our way.
Wow, that's crazy. Crazy. how
Oh, if
that
only
works.
it were so easy. So, Alencia, as you're keeping watch, you do manage to keep a rather weather eye, and you see a large shape sort of moving closer to you in the darkness.
I have superior dark vision, so can I make out what the fuck it is?
You're not from around here, so unfortunately you wouldn't have any real idea. It's large, and it seems to sort of be using the low of the hill to try and not so much disguise, but cover its movements. It's a large, because you see in monochrome, it's gray, looks like it has 4 legs.
Is it fluffy?
Not fluffy. Certainly furry, but not fluffy.
And I'm not hearing anything other than like it walking? Like no growling or sniffing?
You do hear sniffing, but no growling as of yet.
Okay. How close is it?
It's maybe 40 feet off.
What? From who?
Sorry, 50 feet off.
From everybody around the fire or from me?
From you. It seems to have gotten pretty close before you've noticed it.
Okay. And how long into the rest was this?
This is going to be into your watch. This will be about an hour and a half.
I'm gonna be very still and watch what it does.
Okay. As you continue to watch it and it continues to make its way up, you can hear sort of a as it gets closer and closer until the firelight casts till rather it comes somewhat into the firelight, and you see a large face with sort of almost a crown of fur around it and a very long nose, and the thing is massive, to say the least, at least compared to you. And it continues to head towards what looks like the remains of the roasted meat.
Where was the roast? Where was that? Where's that?
I assume it's still on spears, sort of near the fire to keep it warm, but not so near to keep it cooking. So it's near-ish the center of camp.
If I see it moving towards that, am I intelligent enough to know to, like, okay, this is what I would do, but I don't know if my character's smart enough, right? So I would slowly move towards the fire to grab that and then, like, toss it into the woods. Like, kind of over its head.
How much of it are you grabbing? Are you grabbing all of them or just one?
How many are there?
I would say, given the remains, you probably managed to fit them onto... but Huffin would be scattered, and so would Zaruk. On 2. You'd probably have to throw 2 spears if you wanted to throw both.
Oh, God. No. I mean, like, take the remains off the spear.
Yeah, it wouldn't take you long to slide those off and just throw all of that into the woods. Roll me a dexterity. No, you're throwing for distance, I'm guessing. So strength attack.
Yay. Strength. Just straight strength?
You're not proficient in it, so yeah, I'm just gonna
I-
say roll a straight strength.
Yeah, I'm not proficient in shit. Ah!
18's so good.
Wow, you
So
took it.
perhaps with adrenaline beginning to set in, you would just haul off and throw these bones and bits of meat away, and the large creature sort of goes as it sort of looks at you and follows off into the woods, and you hear the sounds of snapping bone and ripping meat.
Blech. I'm gonna toss like all of. If there's any more, I'm tossing all of them.
I would say that is largely it. That
Okay.
was mostly just enough to feed the party.
Okay.
But with that, as it finishes its sort of smacking and crunching sounds, it carries off into the woods or off into the wilderness again, leaving you alone.
I sit
God.
back down on my stump. And
Alright, and with
nothing
that-
bad happened.
Nothing at all. And with that, the night comes to a close and the sun begins to rise.
Oh man, I'm sure glad nothing bad happened last night. Ugh, that would have been embarrassing.
Well, aside from the giant monster thing.
Wait, what?
Huh?
The who? What now?
There was some mainland creature I've never seen before.
What?
Did you?
You didn't think to wake anybody up?
He just wanted the meat. I gave him the meat he liked.
How big are we talking here?
Are there any tracks in camp?
Oh yeah, there's freshly fallen snow. You can track this thing pretty easily if you wanted to.
Oh,
my
just
God.
tell what it is.
Roll me nature.
Nature, we're good at that.
Ooh,
Oh, I'm actually proficient in it. Holy shit.
Nice.
nice.
17?
Woo.
Yeah, this was a brown bear that came wandering into your camp.
Oh,
He was very docile.
yeah, not usually. It seems like we got lucky. And Zaruk will stand up out of his bedroll wearing his bright red silk robe,
What?
What?
As
the
you do.
fuck?
as you do.
Casually.
Where did you
It's very
get that?
elegant and sort of flows in a sort of
Nice pajamas.
very fine way. It's almost Hugh Hefner in the way it's sort of puffed around the chest.
You still wear that to bed?
Yeah, it's ungodly comfortable.
Oh my.
See,
I
I may
think
not
it's-
pick the best campsites, but I know how to sleep in style.
Okay.
Is that the
Huffin's
Zay
gonna
style?
refuse to get out of his bedroll. He's gonna stay in that bedroll. He's
I
cold.
assume he's also hogging Ven's bedroll.
Oh yeah, the whole time. It's his
Yeah,
pillow.
he loses his pillow.
No.
I'm gonna
My
get the fire
pillow.
stoked to draw you out of bed, and then we've got to get moving. Is the fire like completely out now, or
Just about. As you were retrieving your bedroll, Zenny will have started feeding it again.
okay? Ven will also assist in feeding it.
It's pretty easy to get it going again. You cannibalize some of the lean-to, but it's pretty easy to stoke the fire back up.
Warmth.
I was gonna say the lean-to that Huffin is trying to sleep in.
Yes.
Yeah, time to get
No.
up, buddy.
My warmth. No.
You know what? After we've cannibalized the lean-to to get the fire going, I will just grab the edge of Huffin's bedroll and drag him closer to the fire.
Oh, thank you.
Zenny's going to start breaking down her tent. Did you want to go look for breakfast again, or I believe we all have rations?
Wait, she had a
Yep.
tent?
She had a
Yeah.
small halfling-sized tent.
What?
Yeah, a little tent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she had a little tent. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and get us some breakfast. Worked
Oh, you
last
do
time.
that, Benny. I believe in you.
All right. Let me think here. You already know the local wildlife. Are you going to just try and get more of what you got, or are you going to go for something new?
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna get more of what I got, unless I stumble across something new in the foraging.
The bear.
We are going to have to go kind of one or the other here, because you're going to be learning new tracking techniques for being sort of this far north and trying to find the local wildlife.
Then yeah, I'll give a shot at learning something new. Because if it's polishing my skills, then I should go for that.
All right, go ahead and roll me that nature again.
Nature. This time
14?
14.
So, I'm guessing you've gathered your spears before venturing forth.
Yes.
You are going to find a how to even describe it. So it's a biped. However, it's got cloven hooves and up these thick legs that go up into what looks like almost a goat or deer body, and sort of almost T-Rex sort of arms and a tail that goes down behind it with a vaguely, maybe at one point, humanoid head with a large set of antlers coming up from it.
And I'm sure this isn't a sentient creature and is in fact a...
It doesn't
Animal.
seem to be sapient, given the way it's sort of foraging, and as you get closer, it sort of turn. Actually, no, you're probably far enough away when you notice it, so it hasn't seemed to have noticed you yet.
Okay, well, being that I am who I am excited to murder it anyway, so I'm going to go for it.
All right.
Wow.
Are you going to try and sneak closer to it, or to... how do you want to do this, I should say?
I don't want to alert it with my scent, so I want to go... Is it downwind, I think?
Yeah, you want the wind basically blowing away from it.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and sneak close as I can get, and then if I spook it, like, sprint, throw spear.
All right, I'm going to first need a stealth check.
Okay.
Oh.
13.
All right. 13 is good enough to get you pretty close. Like, you sort of, almost like a snake through sand, managed to weave your way up through the snow towards it. And you're in pretty good throwing range. Are you going to try and throw the spear into it, or get close enough to jam the spear into it? You know, just like sprint up and stab it.
If I can sprint up and stab it, I'd rather do that, but if I can't and have to throw, I will.
Okay. You're with your check, you're going to be close enough to be able to get in stabbing range.
Okay.
You want to go ahead and roll me first a dex save and then a dex attack.
Ooh.
So save is first. That's
Okay.
only an 11, and then attack is 13.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
1.
2.
A DM second is actually like a minute.
Yeah, I know, but you always give me this shit, Dream, so I'm passing it on.
Yeah, but Edris isn't me. You're punishing the wrong person.
So you do manage to sprint the distance, and it sort of has a moment of cognitive blink as it turns to look at you and freezes, and that's
Deer in
close enough for you
headlights.
to get in there and just stab it squarely where you think its heart would be, and it sort of freezes and falls over dead.
He's
Excellent.
going the distance.
I am going to heft it over my shoulder and move back to camp with it.
Roll me your strength real quick.
Oh.
Yeah, you do manage to it. It is very heavy. This thing weighs more than you probably.
Wow.
I got
So
that
it's-
hunger strength.
Yeah, you've got that early morning, go hunt and kill strength. Actually, you managed to bring it back to camp. This one I am going to need a survival for you to know how to skin.
Okay.
And also, I should ask, do you want to save anything else from it? Or are you just trying to get it off to cook it?
No, I would like to save its pelt if possible, because I am lacking clothes and we are heading into a wintry area. So if it has like a decent enough pelt that I could skin and save and tan and whatnot, and then have as even very basic clothing, then I would like to.
I should ask in addition then, were you trying to do something similar with the meal from last night?
No, I didn't bother with the meal from last night because they were so small, but this
Okay.
seems big enough that I feel like I could make something out of it.
Yeah, go for it. Give me that survival.
Okay.
7.
7.
You're not quite as good with the knife on this one. You don't really know the depth of its pelt, and so there's a lot of gouging meat and sort of shearing the pelt in places. You do manage to get it off,
Mhm.
but not so much of it that you'd be able to make like a good shirt. You could make something that would keep you warmer, maybe a hat, but you wouldn't be able to like make a coat out of this thing.
Can I at least get like a collar scarf kind of scenario?
Yes, but it won't be very long.
Yeah, good enough. Just something to wrap around my neck.
More drape, really. It's sort of almost
Yeah.
like an ascot.
Yeah, sure. I will have a fur ascot.
All right.
Make some
Um,
horn mittens.
Horn mittens.
You're probably going to have to put it on after breakfast and like try to dry the other side of it by the fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing while. So I'm going to be butchering the meat, assumedly, and handing it off to Zaruk if he's willing to do the cooking.
What
Oh yeah, Zrook
co-
loves to cook.
what color is the fur?
It's sort of a light, almost blonde sort of brown.
Is it like fluffy or is it like short hair?
Winter coat, it would be on the fluffier side.
Like a bear hair or like a deer hair?
Like a moose hair.
Ah,
Moose hair, nice.
okay.
I don't know, I think moose have a sort of shaggier pelt to them. Not, I believe a moose's hair would be longer than a bear's and longer than a deer's. So yeah, it's more that kind of moose kind of fur.
But it's not like cat fur.
No, it's
Okay.
not. What are you driving at?
I was deciding if Valencia was gonna go try to sweet talk Ven into stealing it, but it's not the type of fur she wants.
Okay,
So he's safe.
got it.
Thoughts?
Yeah. Zaruk, do you want to try and make additional rations with any of this? Because you can save
yeah,
a fair amount.
If there's leftover, absolutely.
Yeah, this is a big thing. This is a Ven and Zaruk sized creature. So
Nice.
yeah, roll me your survival to try and make some extra rations to like
You want
road
survival,
jerky out of this.
cook's utensils, or
if you're proficient with the cook's utensils, roll me that.
I'm not proficient. I just have them, so I
Yeah,
wasn't sure if it would help.
unfortunately not.
Okay.
I love to cook. I have no idea how, but I love to cook.
Oh, he's got it. He's got the tools. He's working on the skills.
He's an
You're a little confused,
apprentice.
but he got the heart.
Yeah.
13. That's not bad. 13's
Seems
okay.
pretty good. Roll me a quick d6.
Gotta click that.
Uh-oh.
Four.
Oh,
So you're gonna make enough for a day's worth of rations for everybody.
nice.
Ooh,
Everyone out of rations.
nice.
Are you still wearing your silk robes as you're cooking this?
Oh yeah. And there is nothing underneath. Let me tell you.
No.
Well, it is
Help.
cold outside, so you won't be showing off much.
Oh.
I know
Yeah.
we were supposed to be cooking Zaruk, but you weren't supposed to be cooking the sausage as well.
Oh, keeps him nice and warm. It's all right. Just don't look if you don't like it.
I do have my hand cupped over my eyes to like block the view.
Now,
It's not.
on
It's
honesty time,
super
are you, like,
obvious.
spreading the fingers to like peek through every now and again, or
No.
okay?
It's a robe, right? Is there a tie to the robe?
Oh yeah, it's tied. It's just sometimes it spreads a little bit.
Right.
You know,
Can
the
I,
gust of wind. And...
can I, while you're
Yeah,
cooking, like pull it
Fucking
closed
Zaruk's
and
getting
tie it a bit
Marilyn
extra?
Monroe.
I
Can I-
imagine.
Can I sort you out?
That's not on me. That's between you guys.
Yeah, I'm asking Zaruk. Will he resist if I try and pull it closed and like tie it tighter?
So you're trying to approach Zaruk with
Mhm.
his robe draping in the wind and
Yep.
touch his waist.
No, grab like the robe at like about
Waist.
collar height, pull it together, and then tie the waist tighter so it's not flapping open.
I mean, it's not loose. It's just flapping open. It's because it's oversized because Zaruk's a big boy.
Right.
So
but
it's like an excess of fabric down by the knees is the problem. Not that it's not tied tight enough is the problem.
I mean, I've worn oversized robe before, and if you get it overlapping enough and then tie it, usually no amount of flapping can expose you.
This is silk.
Usually.
Silk is very flappy.
That's true. Well, I'm going to give it my best effort, is what I'm going to do, even if it doesn't work.
I gotta turn this, and like Zaruk's gonna like lean over you to like reach down to the fire while you're doing whatever he's doing to keep cooking.
Not
Okay.
that much taller than him, so you kind of lean around him as you go.
Right
Yeah, fair
hand
enough.
red.
Yeah, right hand.
Full
that's a
fucking
call.
twister right now.
Right hand red's not a good move. It's a hot call.
Let me just double check passive perceptions real quick.
13.
12.
I am
8.
peeking now.
Okay.
Oh,
Who's 13? Who's 12?
I am
12.
13, says Huffin.
Okay. Both of you would notice that Zenny is paying very close attention to Zaruk as this is going on.
Oh,
Oh.
What?
Oh. Huffin's gonna kind of like nudge his elbow into her, like playfully, and like wiggle his eyebrows.
She gives you sort of that knowing smile and nudges you back.
Ah!
I look over at the noise Huffin makes. Yeah, real subtle, mate.
so does Zaruk. Is there a problem with breakfast? Is everything okay?
No, breakfast is going fine. Breakfast is going absolutely fine. You're doing great.
There
Breakfast
is
and
no
the show
breakfast
is
yet.
wonderful.
What?
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Happy to be of service.
So when is breakfast?
Well, I
Should
think.
just as soon as Ven's out of the way, she'll be a couple more minutes.
Yeah, okay, I'll get out of the way. Just gonna get all my stuff packed up and tied in my pack and be ready to move.
All right. Any conversation that wants to go on during breakfast, or are we all more or less set?
Huffin's chowing down.
Yeah, I think during breakfast, it was a cold night. They're probably all a bit hungry, so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Huffin
nice
is
hearty
still,
portions.
like halfway in his bedroll though. Just chowing down.
While
I imagine
eating,
he's sort of. Go ahead.
Alencia will say, so do you always sleep this long?
Generally, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get my beauty sleep.
Is it like a mainlander thing?
I was known to
Uh,
be an early riser among my people, so if you think I sleep late, then yeah.
Oh, okay.
Most humanoids do about 8
It's
to
not
10
really like
hours.
a custom thing. It just our body needs it. We just sleep that long.
Oh,
You're built different. That's
Yeah.
all.
built a little
different.
stronger.
Sure. We can go with that.
Yeah, you
You-
strong. Got it.
Your sleep is just more efficient.
Yeah, stronger. Thank you. That's all.
All right.
Thank you.
With that, and once breakfast concludes, and you begin completely breaking down camp. Actually, I should ask Zaruk and Ven and you guys, the party. Do you want to try and bring any of this firewood with you, just in case, or just leave it as it is?
It's
Yeah,
extra
Bring with
weight.
us.
I
Strap
got
on
plenty of extra
horses.
capacity.
Well, that's what I said. The horses are already carrying.
They're big
Extras.
boys.
They
Yeah,
are.
we were told that the
Pumpkin.
horses were pretty much unburdened with our weight.
Yeah.
I don't
Big
remember saying
working
that.
horse.
No,
You said they were handling it pretty good, so I assumed that, relatively unburdened is the other end of that imply.
I don't think it'd be
Uh.
too impossible
it
to
wouldn't be.
bring some of it with us.
It wouldn't be too impossible. It's just going to be extra weight on the horses, and they're already carrying us, and we're going a fair distance. I would recommend we just stick with the feed for now, and we'll find wood where we find it. Because, I mean,
But what if
Meatloaf
we
did a
don't?
great job with this already, right?
I mean, yeah, but what if we can't find another place that has woods? Like that's a possibility.
Well, then we won't sleep there. We'll
We
just
go
push on
in.
through the night.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or we'll be a little
Okay.
cold. It's okay, little man. We have plenty of blankets. Plus, we can always huddle together for warmth. And
yeah, that's what I'm trying to
at this
avoid,
point, Zaruk will
actually.
be like dropping his robe and like affixing his trousers and like his travel clothes.
Ven does not break eye contact with him while he's doing this.
Alencia does. She looks away. Turns away.
Mhm.
Entirely.
Same.
All right. I
Yeah.
mean, it doesn't take you long to get dressed. It is not
Yeah.
not rocket science.
Now, Zaruk will say to Ven, "What is with these two? Are they from bashful cultures or something? I don't understand."
Yeah, nakedness is usually how do I put this? Uncouth. I don't know. Do you have a concept?
Uncultured.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, my apologies. I will strive for discreetness in the future. I didn't realize that I was putting you out.
Little barbaric.
Well, I am from the Plains people.
Mm-hmm.
We are known for our customs.
Okay, well, we're ready to roll.
All right. You guys managed to mount up and continue on. It's another long, sort of quiet day of just riding. Hours and hours going by of riding. Can someone roll me percentage real quick?
Not it.
Ooh, me? This is
If you want to,
D100,
sure.
right?
Yeah, D100.
75.
75.
Ah.
So as you're headed north, let me just grab the right thing here. As you're headed north, you see not necessarily a train, but a large gathering of dirty, sort of disheveled people heading down the ways towards you. They seem to have sort of a almost haunted look in their eyes.
What kind of people?
Humans, a few dwarves, halflings, a few bronze-ish wood elves, just sort of a ragtag group of people. They look like they've been through the ringer.
And they're on the road?
Well, you're not necessarily on a road right now. You're just sort of headed north through the wilderness, and they're on their way down from somewhere further north.
Are they traveling like together or in single file? Are they resting?
They are traveling together. They seem to be sort of clustering close together against the cold.
Hmm. Do they look like they're reacting to the cold or?
Yes, they do seem to be alive. This is not a horde of zombies shambling towards you.
You said a dead look in their eyes, so
Yes, they have a haunted look in their eyes.
okay. Do they have
I don't know if you
any?
guys want to ride closer to them, try and avoid them.
Do they have any noticeable symbols of any deities?
Roll me quick perception.
God damn it!
What?
Nothing plainly visible. If they did, they're concealing it.
Okay. It's probably hard for me to see during the day anyway.
Sunlight sensitivity.
Ye-
But also, you probably more than anyone would get a feeling that these are like dirt farmers. These are peasants.
Mm.
Ah, my peasant peasant sense is tingling.
My peasant sense is tingling. I can sense the commoners.
I can smell
So-
the poor.
Are they in our path?
You would not have to change path to go around them if you wanted to. They're sort of walking towards you, but not at you, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Zenny, do you know anything about this?
I know there's a village a few miles north of here, but I don't see why they'd be coming this way.
Maybe something happened.
Well,
Maybe they're fleeing the
Yes.
cold.
Yeah, it looks like they're abandoning their village. That's not a good sign. We could investigate by talking to them, but
hey,
I'll say, do
hey
they look?
guys.
okay.
I'll say, do they
Hey.
look like loaded down, like they're fleeing home?
Roll me a quick perception, Zaruk.
Sure.
Huffin, when you start shouting out to them, you notice that the one sort of towards the head of the group looks towards you and sort of gives a nod of acknowledgement, and I assume you're waving him over.
Yeah.
So he'll start leading the group towards you guys.
Okay.
Zaruk, it's very difficult to tell at this distance. You don't see any carts or any packs with them. It looks like if they did have anything, it's whatever they can carry in their hands.
What race are they?
It's a
You
mix of
can't just ask
peoples.
them what race they are. Jesus.
I didn't. I was asking the DM.
And I said earlier, but there's a few dwarves, a few halflings, humans, and elves. It's a very mixed group.
Okay, that's what I wanted to
I-
verify. Okay.
So was Zaruk's role for if they're carrying like equipment and stuff?
Yeah, I believe what he said was if they're carrying anything.
Yeah, so like basically what I was looking for is like if you're fleeing home, you'd have like anything that you could carry like on your shoulders and they'd be like
Yeah.
heavily laden.
Sorry.
From what you can see, they don't appear to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huffin is just going to kind of wait for them to get a bit closer.
Zaruk will ride the horse towards them to make it so they don't have to walk all the way to us, like meet him in the middle.
All right. Because Zaruk, you're the one at the reins, I'm pretty sure.
I would imagine so, but
Yeah.
The few of the people seem to shrink away from you and sort of stay to the other side of the horses.
oh, that's all right. I understand. I don't have emotions or feelings or anything. I'm definitely not a sentient creature that's going to feel sad by that. No, we're good.
Because you stink.
No, I don't. Do I stink?
A little bit.
In the best way.
Thank you.
As you're close enough to have a conversation now.
Thank you.
The sort of leader of the group is an older sort of aging human. He's got a sort of salt and pepper beard and hair. And he says, "You'll have to forgive them. We were attacked by goblins, and well, you're kind of like them."
Yes, we do have close ties. It is forgiven, and I'll like project my voice out to the people that are out behind.
You get a few aggressive stares back. They're not necessarily happy to. They don't seem to appreciate that you feel you're in a position to forgive them.
Mm,
Fair enough. It goes completely over Zaruk's head.
Obviously.
Huffin's going to turn to the leader and ask, so you said goblins attacked your town. Where is your town?
It was back that way. We were just farmers. We have nothing that they could have wanted. They just didn't take anything. They just burned it to the ground.
Did they seek to kill any of you? Did it seem like it was a targeted strike?
We're all that's left. And there's about 16 people left. So it was a relatively small, or how to say it, whatever they were, they're now a very small group.
Oh, deeply sorry for your losses.
Well, I appreciate it as much as your condolences are worth.
Go.
I'd be careful heading north. It's not safe anymore.
Noted.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yes. Did you, as you were fleeing, did you see what direction the goblins went?
We didn't stay around to find out. They burned everything. Yeah, we have nothing left to ourselves. Hopefully we'll find safety in Zundashire. Do you
Yes.
know anything of the road down that way?
Because Zundashire, no. We've come from elsewhere.
Cans.
Ah, well. I know I have no expectation of your help, but you seem well-abled. Anything you could spare, we'd be grateful for.
Huffin like awkwardly turns away, kind of like what you do when you're in your car and you're parked at like a red light and there's someone on the side of the road asking for help. Huffin's just gonna kind of like awkwardly turn away and just not look at them.
How could we help?
Unfortunately, I don't have much to offer except for a word of caution. Our camp was beset by, investigated by a brown bear about a few hours down the road.
He was friendly, brown bear.
As friendly as they get. It seemed that it only wanted our food.
Well, we'll be cautious then. We'll try to give it a wider berth. Well, good luck to you. Zon, watch
And-
over your friends. And he sort of begins to
Storm.
lead the troop away.
Whew, thank God, that was so awkward. Kind of just whispers.
I know, right? They worship Zon.
That's your takeaway. These people have lost everything.
Probably because they worship Zon.
Ven does that blinking thing where he is just clearly trying to process and just keeps blinking.
All right, onwards to the
Let's-
north that we were just warned about.
Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Onward we go.
All I can smell is peasant.
Okay, I'm just gonna put a hand over Alencia's mouth.
Oh,
I would bite it.
oh.
Ow, worth it.
Ooh.
No. No
Settle
touch
down,
me.
you two. Settle down.
He started it.
Okay, well, I'm ending it.
I should have
There's
asked.
a hearty chuckle about that.
Since breaking camp, what have you guys done with the items you found?
I
The
mean,
cloak, the boots, etc.
I wanted to ask about them, but I completely forgot. So right now they're with whoever picked them up, which I believe was Zaruk.
Yeah, they're on Zaruk. And so far, they've just kind of been like on his person. He's not like wearing them, but they've been within arm's reach of him this whole time.
Sounds good.
Could he have accidentally attuned to them? That'd have been fun.
I think only if you're wearing them.
No,
You don't. You also don't really have a way of knowing if you've attuned to something or not.
attuning takes conscious effort, I believe.
Does it?
Would you guys be okay if I wore the cloak? I don't want to keep it, but I'm really cold.
What does the cloak look like again?
It is a sleek navy sort of cloak with gold trim.
What kind of navy?
Oh, it doesn't have.
Navy is the color. So it's a
Alright.
deep blue.
Ah,
Modeled sort of blue and black.
would clash with my outfit. You can have it.
Oh, I don't want. Okay, I just want to wear it.
It does look
Yes.
very pretty. Maybe you could ascertain its properties.
Uh,
I mean,
uh,
maybe you could figure it out.
can I roll another Arcana check? Maybe when I touch it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you arcaned them when you first found them.
I think so too. And the result of the Arcana was they're magic. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't have anything to identify them.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
The
Yeah, other
Zenny?
than
Zenny, can you
Uh,
tell items?
I'm not a wizard, but the court Alazar might be able to tell you.
Who?
The king's court wizard.
Ah, yes. Elazar cool?
Oh, good idea.
are we very close, or are we still a few days away?
Yeah, it'll be we'll have to stop for tonight as well, and then tomorrow we should be there.
Oh, nice.
Interesting. I wonder if they are indeed magical, if they might benefit us sooner. Is there a different way, perhaps, to figure out what they do?
I think you gotta try them.
What?
Try them.
Wear them.
Wear them?
Yeah,
Yes.
put them
Huffin
on. Get to
sniffs
know
the
'em.
robe.
Then I need to lean on your out of character knowledge here. How long does it take to attune to something?
1 hour, and I believe it can be done during a short rest.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. So does anyone want to wear anything as you guys are going?
If no one's gonna claim the boots, I want to try them.
I was gonna say, yeah. If no one's claiming the boots, I wanted to try them. I love the
Yeah.
picture of Zaruk wearing Uggs.
I I like the idea that we pull on one boot each, and are like, "Oh, did you wanna?"
Rock, paper, scissors.
How do we rock paper scissors?
Do a roll off on a D3.
That is rock, paper,
One.
scissors?
1 beats
Okay.
3, 2 beats 1, and 3 beats 2.
Sure.
What?
On 3.
1, 2, 3.
Wait,
It
nothing
didn't show
happened.
up. Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
there we go.
So 1 beats 3.
Hey!
Oh.
All right, you get the boots.
The one time a nat beats a crit.
I mean, did anybody else want the robe? I'm not particularly attached to it.
Just wear it. It's a clash with everybody else. You're already blue. It's blue. It work.
Oh my god. Okay, whatever.
Just
Does it need to
try
be
it out.
stylish?
If it's cursed, great. We'll
Great.
figure it out.
Wait,
If it's magic, great. You get a benefit. It's a
Cool.
risk either way.
I look so
Um,
confused at
what do you mean?
Meatloaf.
Cursed. I'm wearing the boots now. What do you mean cursed?
Magic can be. Fucking hell.
What do you
Okay,
mean
so
it
you know
doesn't
how
need
there's-
to be stylish?
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, effectiveness trumps style.
Meatloaf, there's good magic and there's bad magic.
Yeah, that's what I was
Sometimes
gonna say.
bad magic can look like good magic, but still be bad magic, and vice versa. So, potentially, your boots could have bad magic. We don't know. There's a risk. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good.
But-
And then we ride into the sunset.
If they look,
I assume I assume that you continued riding through all of this.
Yeah.
yeah.
The rest of the day passes uneventfully until about
Well, after an hour, we should figure out what the items do.
Well,
yes. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you figure them out, or because like we haven't identified it? Does it identify
When you
it?
attune to items, it reveals the properties.
Does it?
I don't know.
Not if
that's
it's
true.
cursed.
Well, that
It-
depends
it-
on
actually, yes. It reveals the full curse and whatever the item does when you attune to it.
Really?
But identifying it doesn't reveal the curse. Only attuning to it reveals the curse.
Okay.
Oh, word.
Right then.
Bird.
Zaruk, after an hour, you were going to know the following things. Really, now it tells you like verbatim the full properties. You don't have to test them or anything.
Hold on.
As far as I've always understood it, yes. So, like, if you
Google
identify it,
time.
you know what it does, and it can hide the curse, depending on the nature of the curse.
All right, we'll say for now that attuning to it will grant you the following things, and we'll go from there. After session, we'll figure it out. So you have resistance to cold damage. You ignore difficult terrain for ice or snow, and you can tolerate up to negative 50-degree temperatures. And if you are also wearing winter clothing, you can tolerate negative 100-degree temperatures.
Tolerate minus 50 degrees, and then if wearing what?
If you're also wearing heavy winter clothing, you can tolerate up to negative 100-degree temperatures.
Oh, nice.
All right. So as you continue to ride on, you feel markedly warmer, like actually comfortable warm as the ride goes on.
Has Huffin been wearing the cloak too?
Yep. Can you attune to an item that doesn't require attunement? I don't believe so. So I'm going to say you don't learn anything about the cloak.
Okay. Can I look in the pockets of the cloak?
Yeah. The wand is still there where you left it.
Oh, cool.
Does that mean the cloak is cursed?
No, it means it
Cursed.
doesn't require attunement.
Okay, well, guess we'll find out.
All right. So as the sun begins to set, you do see the smoldering remains of what was once a village coming out of the forest ahead of you.
I guess that's the village that they were talking about.
You think
Smoke?
they'll be coming back?
The goblins
villagers?
or the
The goblins. I don't think the
Ah.
villagers are ever to be coming back.
mm,
I doubt the goblins will come back if town has already been sacked.
then we may be able to find serviceable shelter here if we wanted to stop.
Actually, would Zaruk know enough about goblin culture to answer that question better than I as a player can?
That's more difficult to say. You haven't specifically spent time in Goblin Town. You've mostly been working with people who can afford to pay you rather than it being more favor for favor.
Yeah.
So you probably don't specifically know that.
Cool.
But go ahead and make me a history check just in case.
Sure.
18?
I bet.
I'm going to have to private message you something.
Oh, shit.
Hang on, give me one moment.
Let's go, Whispers!
DMs from the DM.
DMception.
Mm-hmm. So why does the cloak not do anything?
Some items don't need attunement.
So, like, whatever the thing is on it, Huffin just automatically has the bonus, and we just don't know what it is?
That would,
Allegedly.
yeah.
I think it would require like a use magic item type of interaction in order to use it, but you need to know. I don't know, it's weird with non-attunement items.
Or it just has a passive effect and we don't know what the passive effect is.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Zork. It should be in your DMs now.
Okay.
So you are welcome to share any of that if you choose to, but these are just things that you mentally recognize.
Interesting. Looking at the destruction, the pattern of these attacks seem familiar.
Familiar how?
Almost like the Plainsfolk had done it. I've done this raid before in other places.
Goblins this far north?
Well, there might be more of my kin, hobgoblins.
And on farmers.
I won't claim to understand it. There must have been a reason. Or maybe not. The elders seem more out of touch than when I was a kid. But I don't want to bore you with hobgoblin politics right now.
There's
Look,
not...
if we're about to go into a hobgoblin den of shit, I would like to know at least vaguely what the politics are.
Respect the elders, basically. They're more of a tribal society. I've been out of touch for a long time. Some things could have changed.
So if the elders say go sack a village full of farmers, you go do it, even if it's amoral?
Well, morality doesn't come in. There's usually a greater sense of purpose. I mean, some contract, some hit. We don't do things randomly. There would have been a reason.
Zoruk, it's more a religious imperative for destruction. You are, again, creation myths and the Imreg are tightly woven into hobgoblin culture. It's more a weed out the weak of those around you. If they are not strong enough to keep what is theirs, then it's yours.
Darwinism?
Keep what you kill.
Right.
I suppose I should ask then, would you ever linger in after a raid?
Most likely not. Not if the weather was clear and you could make tracks back to where you were going for the celebratory fighting and the celebratory fucking.
Why would
I suppose it's as good a place to make camp as any.
I'll say if they have nowhere else to go, then maybe. But we should be able to tell based off the tracks.
the villagers left, though?
Yeah, that is strange.
Villagers can't defend themselves. They fled while the raid was going on. If the raid's over and the goblins have left, then it's just an empty shell of a village.
Yes,
Yep.
it should be mostly safe unless they have scouts and they see us approaching. And then they'll want to test our metal as well.
Well,
So keep your eyes
depends.
peeled for riders.
Well, if that's the case, then we'll let you talk to them. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, let's go.
All right. I assume you're going to be getting to set up camp here. It is getting late in the day and the sun is setting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Find a
Alright.
bed. Find a building with a bed.
Good luck with that.
Go ahead and
Thank
roll
you.
me investigation.
Oh, fuck.
Huffin 2 would like to do that.
Is one of you proficient in investigation?
Nar.
Kind of, but it's very low.
So if you're proficient, you could help Huffin and give him advantage.
By proficient, I think he's asking, is it ticked?
It is ticked.
Yes.
Okay.
I will help Huffin then. Yeah.
17. You do manage to find what may have once been sort of a loner's shack towards the edge of town, or the edge of the village. And there seems to be enough left there to make a rudimentary straw bed.
It doesn't already exist.
It would take just a little bit of tidying up. Also, Huffin, I need to
Okay.
DM you.
Oh, good find, Huffin.
Meatloaf, you said you could make a bed, maybe fix this?
Oh, certainly give it a try. It might go as well as it did with the lean-to, but I'm always ready to test my mettle.
Cool. I'll watch.
And Palisar's gonna go scavenging around for food, if there's any left.
Oh, that's quite the storm moving in. Hopefully my power doesn't go out. If I suddenly disconnect, yeah, probably not gonna have me for the rest of the evening.
All right, fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Then scavenging for food.
We have that storm here
That-
too, but my power's been stable so far.
Yeah, my grid's been really weird down here the last couple of weeks.
Just so you guys know.
Noted.
Then go ahead and roll me survival if you're looking for any food stores that didn't get burned.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Ooh, baby.
So you do manage to find a cellar that has hanging root vegetables, bits of dried meat. You find a barrel of awful smelling, and I mean foul smelling, almost jelly and fish
What?
that like reeks of salt and vaguely of not so much decay, but it certainly seems like you could eat this, and for where it is and how fresh everything else is, this is probably winter stores.
Yeah.
Huffin, I don't know if you've checked your DMs.
I have.
Alright, well, I'm gonna be carting as much food as I can carry, probably not the barrel of fish, although I'll go back to that if we get desperate. But as much of the food supplies as I can back to the party.
There's enough to pretty comfortably feed you tonight.
Well, while Meatloaf's fixing up the bed, I'm going to try and cart literally as much back as I can, so enough to feed us tonight and hopefully breakfast tomorrow morning as well.
One of the times he comes over with stuff, Ellen's just gonna go over and be like, make sure you find the eel.
Yeah, this isn't... It's not like... I'm not buying this from a store. We are salvaging here. There is what there is.
But you're so good at finding things, like, surely you can find the eel.
I will search the cellar on next look for ale.
Yeah, you do manage to find... This one's going to be open. It's going to be a smaller barrel of what looks like some sort of wheat, or rather grain alcohol.
Oh, okay. A whole fucking barrel. All right. Well, that's gonna be difficult.
Half of a small barrel.
Oh, okay. Well,
Not difficult for Zaru.
no, but Zaruk's busy, so Palisal's gonna try and bring that over.
Yeah, it's easy enough to move when you're bringing things out to make sure there's enough for breakfast or for dinner and breakfast tomorrow, you can kind of have this out. There's enough for maybe 5, 6 mugs if you're sparing with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other preparations you want to go? Or is everybody going to be lodging in the shack? Are you guys going to be trying to build another lean-to next to it? You could probably do some renovating if you wanted to knock down a wall.
Eh.
I plan to lodge in the shack.
Yeah, same.
Yes, I'm.
I would say once everyone has kind of gathered back to the shack and is all in the same area, Huffen's gonna just kind of be chilling on the hay bed. Say, so I've noticed something kind of weird. Just ever since we got here, I don't know if maybe you saw it too, Ven, but I've noticed there are no bodies anywhere.
Well,
Wow.
they fled.
Because, well, no, the people that we did see very much heavily implied that there were other people
Yeah,
who
they did say that they
died.
were all that was left.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
but
this
I haven't
was,
seen one dead body.
this was a raid, so they were either burned with everything else, or eaten, or dragged off to be sold as slaves.
I don't think we DM question. Do the hobgoblins that I'm familiar with partake in the slave trade?
It depends on who you capture and how. If they're weak and couldn't work with their hands, kill them. You're not going to take those people with you. If they're strong and they put up a fight, you'd probably take them and sell them.
Hmm.
Suppose
Yeah,
it's
I just
possible.
thought that was kind of weird. I don't know.
Surely someone would have died in the scrum. Now,
Well,
looking outside, like with this being pointed out, does it look like there's signs of a battle or like gore or like hoof prints from horses having ridden through the village or anything?
Now that you're looking for it, yes, you do notice very obvious signs of battle and fighting and people who would have been killed, but not a single corpse. No dismembered limbs, no bodies.
Does it look like there are areas where like there are snow angels and like pockets or like gore pockets where like there was a corpse but now there isn't?
Roll me your investigation.
Alrighty. Anyone want to help with that?
can I help with that? I do not have proficiency in that. I cannot help you with that.
In perception?
Investigation.
Investigation.
Oh, investigation. No, not me.
Okay. 13. It's not bad.
You do notice one here or there. However, it looks like the majority of them have been cleaned up in some way, as if someone has sort of taken either a branch or otherwise filled them back in, so that there's almost no real trace of where bodies may have been.
Okay, that's not something we do.
Wait, what's not something you do?
Look over here, and I'll direct Ven's attention to one of the gore piles that I saw. Look, it looks like there was a person laying here, but they're gone. And if you look around, you can see drag marks where someone took a branch to cover up the tracks. Why would they raise a village to the ground, but hide the bodies and cover up there? It doesn't make any sense. This isn't something that we do. Also beyond my
I think his internet's dying.
who me?
You're
You
back.
went robotic for a second there.
Oh yes, I just saw my ping. Is
Actually-
it like
Everyone sounds roboty for me. Is it the Discord server?
Everyone sounds fine to me.
It's just Basker that's...
Yeah.
Assuming no
Wow.
one's sounding robotic now.
Nope, seems to have cleared up.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like I'm okay.
All right, then we are good to get going.
Right, so not the kind of tactics of your lot then.
Initially, it seemed to be, but this is different to what we've done in the past. Maybe it's a terrain thing. I never fought with my people in the snow. We only ventured into the forest and in the plains.
I can
And the
only
desert.
think they were taking people for food.
It's a possibility. Although I don't think that we eat humans very often.
I thought you said you did.
Well, I mean, they're tasty, but it's...
If they wanted food, wouldn't they have taken the farmers? Or taken the village and used it?
Yeah, yes and no. Occupation is messy. Snatch and grab is way easier.
Well,
Especially if you're on the move.
the thing is, they did ransack the place. I mean, when I was looking around, anything that might have had any kind of value seems already like it was swiped. So they definitely.
And this was a farming village, if I remember correctly. So most
Mhm.
all of the hands would have been strong and able-bodied.
While everyone is talking about this, by the way, I've been looking for a mug.
Yeah, in the shack, it's pretty easy to find one. It looks a bit dirty. You'd probably have to wash it out with water from someone else's skin, or the water from the town's well, the village's well. But you can get it clean pretty easily.
Yeah, and then pour myself some ale.
It's good. It's a very sweet, very heady sort of. Or sorry, what's what I'm looking for? It's a grain alcohol, so it's very strong and doesn't really have much flavor other than the alcohol.
That's fine.
I will also have a mug, being that I found it.
I'm gonna pull my cup out of my mess kit. I don't know why you guys don't carry any of this stuff. And I want to scoop it into the vat, and could be a good couple glasses of that shit.
Where would I carry it?
Do also have a mess kit.
You know,
I
at
think she
least
was
you're
using
more
the
prepared than
royal
that
you
one.
people to refer to Valencia.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. She
Yeah, I
still
didn't know that you had a
misunderstands.
mess kit.
That's valid. Huffin will too indulge in the ale. Ale.
Yep. The night, or the remains of the night. Do you want to try and build a fire in the shack?
Is there a fireplace?
There is not a fireplace.
Then, no.
Why not?
Quick question for the DM before
Mhm.
we settle this fire argument. When we saw the villagers leaving, how much of the day did it take to get to this village, and then how burnt out did everything look like? How long ago does the raid seem to have been?
The raid seems like it has been. How to
A
say it?
day, a week, half a day?
Probably closer to half a day. However, the method of burning is very efficient. Like these fires would have ripped through this place and extinguished themselves very quickly.
Okay. Are there anything still smoldering, like latent smoke trails?
Bits and pieces.
Okay.
Nothing that's still. There are bits of it that are still warm, but nothing that's like if you touch it, it's hot to the touch.
I more meant like if we made a campfire and sent smoke and ash into the sky, would it all of a sudden be, hey, there's something there again, or would it blend into the already burning landscape?
It would
Or the
probably
smoldering
largely blend
landscape.
in,
Okay.
Also,
if
it's
it would blend
depending on
nighttime.
the size of the fire you make.
Yeah.
It's also nighttime, by the way.
Yeah.
It is also nighttime.
I think we can take some rubble and build something to block the light from the fire. I think the smoke of the surroundings will disguise our campfire, as long as we can control the light. Make a
Is
small
it-
cooking fire.
I was going to say, is it warm enough indoors, or should we try and make like a fire pit indoors and have some kind of fire, even if we have to like open a window for ventilation?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's warm as shit out here. Like, this is ridiculous.
No.
For all of you
you're-
but Zaruk, it is going to be an uncomfortable cold, but not so much that it would kill you in the night.
Like Zaruk has his coat off, like he's standing out there in just his like short sleeved shirt.
Okay, you're insane. It's cold.
I cannot express to you any differently. Ever since I put these boots on, it has been warmer than you could possibly imagine.
Then that's the fucking boots, you moron. The rest of us are cold.
Oh, they were
True.
magic, weren't they?
Fucking hell.
Here, do you want to borrow my coat?
I will take it.
No.
It's plenty warm.
I take it.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a dense, heavy leather thing, and with how warm he's been and how long he's been wearing it, it's a mini oven that you can like wrap around yourself.
Yeah, I'm not like wearing it. I just have it over my shoulders like a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I'm going to be trying to figure out a fire situation indoors.
We're not putting a fire inside.
Of the wooden cabin with no fireplace? I don't know. I'm not very bright, but even I think that's a bad idea.
That's why I said I'm going to try and figure out a fire pit.
All right, well, you do that. I want to make a small cooking fire out here and begin work on dinner.
Okay.
I will say, you do have time, and with a little more scavenging, could get enough materials to add a chimney to this place.
What?
Yep, fuck it, I'll do that.
Do we have the skill for that though?
Fuck yeah, we don't.
Yeah. Ain't
I have
nobody know how
proficiency
to
in
build a
thieves' tools.
chimney.
Let's do this. I could build a chimney with my thieves' tools, right?
I'm always open to letting you guys try.
Try to burn down
you-
our shack. I see your
You
game.
guys have fun with that.
Look, it doesn't need to be anything but fucking functional. We're sleeping here at night. If it burns down on night 2, that's fine, we won't be here.
All it takes
Well, if
is a night for the house to go up in flame.
If it burns down around us, that probably won't feel very comfortable. I'm already very warm.
It's not like we live here. If it burns down, we fucking evacuate.
Then
And then
sleep
that'll be lovely and
outside.
warm.
You like to sleep outside anyway. Just sleep outside and dig pits there.
I would rather the heat be in so I can be fucking warm.
You were warm last night with only pits and your roll bit.
No, I wasn't. It was fucking cold.
We'll find
Well,
another
should
house.
have curled up with one of us.
Red guy very warm. You could cuddle him.
Fine, you know what? I'll just be cold. I'm sick of the complaining.
All right. So it's relatively easy for you to get a small fire going outside. I assume you're going to be cooking up the... Does a mess kit come with like a cook pot?
I have cook's utensils. Like I purchased them. I literally have everything necessary for cooking. I have the artisan tools cook utensils.
Yeah, we should
Just not
said
the
what
skill.
those were, because I don't know if that's like a spatula, a fork, a knife. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's a metal pot, knives, forks, a stirring spoon, and a ladle.
Perfect. So yes, you could get a stew going.
Stew.
Yeah, and they can let me prepare meals and stuff that give us extra bonuses on rests. So they're kind of useful to have.
Good deal. I go ahead and roll me cook's tools, which I think is D20 plus your proficiency bonus.
I'm not proficient, so it's just going to be a D20. I have it flagged for attribute intelligence at the moment.
Got it.
If you're cool
Yeah,
with that.
no
Yeah, that
attribute
makes
if
sense.
you don't have proficiency, though.
Oh! Didn't matter.
Well, I mean, it's a
that
nat 20, so
Yeah,
good enough
so
for
it'd be-
government work.
It'd be a
Well-
straight 20.
Okay, roll 20 won't let me do that, but
I think with you tools, you may have to attribute a stat. Maybe. So
it'd actually be a 20/20 because it's better for me to not have an attribute associated with it.
yeah. All right. So yeah, you, for whatever, these ingredients seem to inspire you as you're putting in dried meat, you're rehydrating it, you're getting in vegetables, and like this is coming together nicely. You're throwing in some herbs, some rosemary. Like it's a pretty damn good stew.
Oh yeah, according to the description, anything over a 15 is a gourmet meal.
Well,
What bonus is that going to give you then?
Nothing on a long rest. It's just the scale of the nail. So like I
Oh,
could
okay.
impress like a dignitary with it or something.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, this is Alencia. This is like your father's home quality food.
Oh,
Like you're. This is as if a servant had made this for you back when you were in the Darklands.
you're very good.
Thank you.
You
I told you guys I love to cook.
you serve big house?
No, usually just myself or my lady.
That's very impressive.
Tastes great. Thanks, Meatloaf.
Thank you.
Ven just has his bowl like tipped up to his mouth and is just shoveling and gulping.
Yeah, it's good. This is again. I've said it enough times by now, but it's a very high quality meal. However, night is continuing to fall. Do you guys want to try and set a watch?
I
Yeah.
think it's always better to. Real quick, before while you guys are still eating, I'm gonna go inside and change for that modesty thing you were talking about.
Uh-huh.
It still feels weird to me.
You will all notice that Zenny has pitched her tent by the fire.
Oh. Cool.
It's getting a bit crowded in there.
It'll keep it warm. More
Oh,
Especially
bodies,
with me
more
around.
heat.
I think Ven is gonna put a bedroll down by the fire as well.
All right. So who would like to take first watch?
If no one else is gonna jump at it, I think Ven will go first. He did last time.
All right. Go ahead and roll me
Yeah.
that d12 and perception.
Okay. Perception first. And a d12.
Ah.
The full 12.
Okay, give me one moment.
Is that good? Or is that bad?
We will find
We'll
out.
find out.
Next time on Addevarian Nights.
All right. So as you settle in, you continue to prod and stoke the fire. Zenny seems to be staying up with you as you stay on first watch, and you notice a set of glinting eyes watching you from the forest line.
I will immediately point them out to Zenny and be like, you don't think they're scouts, do you?
Do you immediately point, like physically point at a finger at the eyes?
That's a little unsubtle, actually.
That is the way you said it, though.
That is what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I said point it out.
Okay.
So
Nod your
I was,
head.
yeah, I was meaning more indicate, like with make eye contact, look toward thing I noticed.
All right. Give me one more second here. Okay. So absolutely not. So Zenny sort of follows your eyes and looks and notices what you're looking at, and then sort of looks back to you and says, "You know, it is an awfully beautiful night tonight. Kind that we should have some company on, don't you think?"
Yeah, you think we should gather everyone around the fire?
I think it's a great idea if we gathered everyone around the fire, just in case.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the cabin. You know what? I'm gonna open up the door and go, all right, everyone up. We need to be around the fire, like now.
Huh? No.
How
In
long?
like 5 more minutes.
How long into the rest is this?
Probably about 2.5 hours.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Zaruk's got like his bad eye open, the other one's like crusted over. He's got his hammer in his hands, and he's just kind of like on instinct, like menacingly pacing out of the door with his robe open.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna grab the bottom of Huffin's bedroll and start dragging.
No.
Halfway out the door, Zaruk is going to remember something, spin around to go back into the cabin and dip his cup in the mead.
What? That's
If
the
I'm
last
awake,
one
I'm
we've
having a
got.
drink. This is the
Alright.
last one? It's not the last one.
That will be the last of it.
Yeah,
Oh, we killed the whole thing.
I counted.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why are we
Valencia.
awake? What is going on?
'Cause
We
we're
may
all
have
gonna be
company.
awake and around the fire in case shit goes down.
What do you mean in case shit goes down? You see something.
I did.
What
And
did
I'm
you
not
see?
going to point it out to you because you're going to look straight there. And I don't want them to notice that we've noticed them. But yeah, I saw some eyes in the tree line.
Why would we not treat a threat like a threat? What is this passive aggressive stance you're taking? And I'm gonna look
If-
around and see if I can find anything.
Roll me that perception.
Fuck's sake.
6.
No,
Almost a fucking 20, but it's 6.
you look around and you do not see anything that Ven has described.
I think you're losing it. What?
I think you weren't even fucking awake.
Yeah, I'm realizing this. I open my eye that works. This might help.
Zorak, you should come have a seat by me by the fire. We'll keep each other warm.
Oh,
Oh, I like the sound of that. Never turned out good company.
Given that Huffin was dragged out with his bedroll, he's gonna end up falling back asleep at the campfire.
Easy enough.
In the bedroll.
The real question is, would
Alright.
Alencia have left the bed?
No, Valencia would be so like I'm assuming Meatloaf left her with the jacket, so she's like curled up on the bed with the jacket like over her body, like she's fetal position with that, like using that as a blanket.
Oh, and Zuruk would have given you his bedroll as well because he doesn't need it because he's so fucking warm.
Okay, then she's under that too. Actually, no, she put that on top of the hay.
Makes sense to me.
Snogs knew.
Okay.
What?
Sorry.
Then go ahead and roll me perception one last time.
Advantage from one of us helping.
Are you proficient in perception, Zorak?
No, but as part of my feature, or part of my race, I can give out the help action.
Yeah.
Well, it's a 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Dirty
want to
20
roll
though.
one more time to fish for that crit, you're welcome to.
Sure, why not?
Oh.
No,
Alright.
dirty 20.
So with the 20, you notice that set of eyes has been joined by another,
Oh,
and then shortly after another.
Okay.
They continue
there's
to look and watch.
3 sets of eyes on us now. So,
I don't understand what we're still waiting for.
I mean, either they're going to think there's too many of us and they're going to fuck off and we're not going to have to interrupt our rest, which would be ideal, or we're going to have to stomp over there and tell them to fuck clean off. Because if it's a band of scouts, we don't necessarily want them going straight back to camp. So,
With 3 sets of eyes glowing in the light, I've got 60-foot dark vision. Can I actually like make out who or what they are?
They're too far for you to be able to see distinct shapes. Again, they seem to be keeping a wide distance from you guys, just enough to watch you.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna break off the conversation a little bit and then head over towards my backpack. Anyone feel like a little music to help keep the night going?
sure, if you want to play a bit of music.
Yeah. Zaruk will pull his flute out of his backpack.
Yeah, roll me your charisma check.
Oh, 13.
It's not bad. It's not your meal level of quality, but it's decent enough music.
Yeah, for groggy, middle of the night, half drunk, fucking. It'll pass.
Trying to sleep. Why are you
You
playing a
shouldn't be.
flute?
Because the rest of us are trying to be awake.
I get up and close the door of the shack and go lay down again.
Yeah, easy enough.
I open the door back up again as soon as she's laid down.
Zoruk, there were goblins that attacked this village. Did you want to go try and talk with them?
Honestly, I was being very curious to see what would happen, but our friend over here doesn't seem to think that that's a very good idea. I don't know what
You're
to
more
think.
than welcome to wait and see what happens. I just thought it might be a good idea.
Look, if you want to go talk to them goblin to goblin, maybe you can get some information.
Yes, very possible. How about I invite them over to the fire? It's a much more welcoming gesture than me striding out to meet them in the darkness.
However you think you want to play it, mate.
I'm gonna call out in Goblin into the dark. Come join us. We're all friends here.
Roll me your persuasion real quick, and I'm going to need to roll something as well.
Okay. 14.
Come join us.
You pass a perception of 8, I think.
Yeah, it's not very high.
Okay. Then you do hear faint sounds of some sort of squabbling that's going on before one of the sets of eyes comes walking out from the forest line. It's a hooded and sort of how to say it? For its size and what it's wearing, they appear to be very heavy furs that it's wearing as it sort of trundles on over towards the fire and comes and takes a seat down at the far end from all of you.
Whoa.
What are we looking at? As it sits down.
You're asking it then?
No, I was asking the DM, what do we see when it trundles over and sits down? Like, now that the firelight is illuminating it, we can get a good look at what it is.
I mean, right now, are we just seeing the furs? Like, is it?
Yeah, it's very closely hooded and bundled up. It's obviously goblinoid. You can see the nose sticking out, but it doesn't seem, how to say it? It doesn't seem to be hostile to you.
Is it a red
Yeah.
nose or a green nose?
Green nose.
I'll pick up the stew pot that was setting beside the fire to keep warm, and I'll set it over on the other side of the fire where the goblin is. I'm like, feel free to grab some. Fresh made.
Oh, not breakfast.
The
We'll make more.
goblin turns away from you and seems to be rummage in sort of on its back for something before taking out what looks like an arm that's been roasted of some sort of humanoid and sort of throws it into the snow in front of you and says, "Food for food," as it takes the stew and begins to slurp at it as it's still hot.
Food for food indeed.
Huffin's gonna gag.
Yeah, fucking told you so.
I'm gonna take a bite.
It's a little on the charred side. Whoever cooked this probably was either in a hurry or didn't know what they were doing.
Yep.
But it's not bad, all things considered. Meat's meat.
Meat is meat. Hey, wants a breakfast? I'll hand it over to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have more of the stew. Actually, I'm good with that.
That's fair.
You're gonna have to get the pot back from the goblin.
Casually, I'm gonna ask, like in between mouthfuls is like a casual conversation, trying to make small talk with him. So, what brings you guys all the way out here?
Raid for tribe. Have great red one lead.
Great red one, huh? One like me?
Great red woman lead tribe. Much victory.
Red woman. Does this woman have a name?
As you're saying this, give me one more second. As you're asking these questions, you see very hastily the other two sets of eyes come sprinting out of the forest and try to grab the goblin to pull him away.
Like in a hostile kind of manner? Or-
Yorick, you would understand them saying to him, "Shut up! What are you doing?"
And I'll
Oh.
call out to them, like, not in a hostile way, but like kind of raised, but like a dad, like authoritatively, like, we're having a conversation. Feel free to grab a meal, but don't interrupt.
Roll me your intimidation then.
Sure. Ah. Never good with those.
It's the jacket. You're not wearing the jacket.
Yeah,
are wearing
I'm
robes.
wearing silk robes right now, having these conversations.
Yeah, I don't know that I super want to let them drag their friend back into the forest. Now that Palisades heard that like it was a raid and saw the arm tossed out, he's like, this is seeming pretty hostile. So when they come out, I think I'm gonna stand up pretty sharply. Like when they come to grab their friend, I think I want to get between them and him.
Okay. You're gonna notice them coming out of the woods, so you're gonna have time if you want to sort of quickly get yourself in between them.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, though, the one at the fire is going to stop eating and sort of slowly look around at everyone as the two goblins who've come running out stop and sort of crouch a little lower. They don't necessarily seem ready to fight, but they look like they're ready to lash out if things escalate.
Yeah, and I'm not escalating either. I'm just standing in a position like, nope, you don't get to just come and grab now. Like this is our camp. You don't get to just run into it. I'm just. It's more like I'm communicating like an animal. This is purely body language, and I'm just like staring them down. Like, nope, I didn't like that. You moved too quickly.
Zorak, you can make out one of them hissing to the goblin you've been talking with. Waru, get over here now.
And I'll say, do you answer these other goblins?
Goblins of tribe. Waru is young goblin. Must listen. And he sort of sets the pot down and slowly gets up.
The red one. Could you tell me her name?
No name, only Great Red One.
Interesting.
He's been having this. He's been saying this in common. The rest of you have understood this so far.
Okay.
Is your camp nearby?
At that, one of the other goblins will sort of give a glare and slow growl to Waru, as if again reinforcing that you need to shut up. And he will give you a sort of non-committal, sort of put his hands out like, I would tell you if I could.
I understand. The prospect of meeting another one of my brethren has excited me. It's been far too long.
Waru can. He's looking to the others as he's speaking slowly, as if to confirm that like what he's saying is okay. Waru can Waru can tell Red One of you.
Yes, that sounds good. Invite her here for a meal.
Is that in Goblin?
No,
That's in common.
Okay.
you're asleep.
I know, but
No, Ven is growling now.
Growling at
who?
Zaruk?
Yeah.
Easy. These are simply customs.
Uh-huh.
They already know we're here.
These three know we're here.
Huh, yes. Like they won't be
Knowing
tracked.
Ven, there is an obvious edge of malice to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like the others won't be quick to find them. That's fallacy. Unless you mean to spirit off in the middle of the night.
You want to have a conversation then?
I'm very excited. I recognize that there's danger. But a friend of mine came north a while ago. And she was very much a great leader.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shot in the dark, but this could be who I've been searching for.
As
Fine.
you've been discussing this, Waru has slowly been sort of he does still have to listen to the other two goblins and has been slowly backing away towards them.
At that point, Ven will relax stance slightly and move back to the fire. He's not turning his back on them, though. He's just backing off like a couple of steps, almost to be like, fine, you can go.
The two goblins are going to grab Waru and begin sort of forcefully pulling him further back at their pace until they're about 30 feet from you guys again, and they're going to turn. Oh, sorry.
Zaruk will call out. Give her the name Zaruk. And that's
I will do this. And is what Waru calls back to you before the goblins turn around and sort of yank his hood down and smack his head and bite his ears hard enough to draw blood. As they, usher him back into the forest. With that, things seem to quiet down. You don't see the eyes watching you anymore.
And now
I don't know if do you want to try and go back to sleep? How long are you going to stay awake waiting?
I am going to fall asleep like old man fall asleep at the fire. Definitely resting my eyes. Didn't know that I was asleep, but I'm gonna be there and try to be as alert as possible. Like Zerg's kind of a light sleeper anyways, because he's been through so many dangerous situations.
All right.
Yeah, upon seeing the goblins kind of leave, Huffin's gonna go back into the shack with his bedroll, go back to sleep.
I guess Ven's going to go back to watch then.
The rest of your watch is going to pass uneventfully, and Alincia, you are going to finish your meditation. Again, no one comes back to watch you guys again, and no one comes in to announce themselves. So that's the end of first watch.
I will get in my bedroll and bed down next to the fire.
All right. Who's taking second watch then?
I imagine the freshly awakened Alicia, hopefully.
I mean, she's
It's
probably
if you can
gonna...
get her out of that shack.
She'll probably lay there for maybe like 30 minutes and then eventually get up and go out to see what's going on, assuming to find the two boys asleep.
Yep, they're both asleep.
Zaruk is sitting upright by the fire, and like as you come out of the cabin, his back is to you, and you can't tell like if he's awake or not. And then you hear like a little snore float off into the atmosphere.
I'm just gonna
And
rummage.
Zenny in her tent is also asleep.
I'm gonna rummage through the food that we had and find some stuff, and then go sit by the fire and eat it.
Yeah, if you're looking for something that you can just sort of munch on, you're going to find probably some dried chicken jerky. And you can just sort of chew on as the night goes.
Yeah, and if you look over next to Zaruk, you'll see a partially munched forearm from a human.
Yes, you will also see that. And what remains of the soup or the stew rather, is like maybe a couple mouthfuls.
Nah, just chicken.
All right. Go ahead and roll me perception. You do not need to roll a d12 this time.
Oh.
9. All right. The evening passes uneventfully. You don't see anyone for maybe about 3 hours before you see a small goblin or rather a small figure clad in heavy furs, making everything okay, Huffin?
Sorry.
He's just vicious mockery in his sleep.
He's having nightmares.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't mean to click on that.
Actually, if it's been 7 hours into the rest at this point, Zaruk could probably be awake, like just naturally.
Okay. Yeah,
Just
then
for point of order.
in the future, I am going to need you to say that you're going to keep watch with her once you wake up.
It's not a keeping watch thing. It's just like an early riser kind of thing. So like at like the 6 or 7 hour mark of the rest is usually when he would wake up.
Okay. I lost my train of thought.
Nothing eventful.
You've got a passive
happened.
perception of 8.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you both would notice it by the time it's close enough to sort of deliver what looks to be a roll of not parchment, but dried animal skin, not quite leather, but this is I don't know if you know the term vellum.
Like the wizard paper, vellum.
Yeah, this is like flesh paper basically.
Ah,
And he sort of trundles up and offers it towards Zaruk.
I'll take it.
All right. The goblin's gonna sort of walk away as soon as it's delivered the message. This is not Waru who's giving this to you.
Hmm.
And as I assume you open it and begin to read.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Right, so on the inside, you see a note that says, "I had not expected to meet another of my kind this far north. While I cannot stop to greet you, as it were, I do hope that we shall meet again. In 5 days, meet me in Zundashire." Oh, no, that's not enough time. 7 days.
Is that the whole note?
That is the whole note.
It's not signed by any name.
No name, no, not even location of where to meet. Just meet me in Zundashire.
Do I recognize the handwriting?
Is it written in Goblin?
It is written in Goblin. However, it is unlikely that you would recognize this, only because you probably haven't done much writing back when you were with the tribe.
Gotcha. I mean, Zoruk is literate.
He is. However, Hobgoblin culture, messages are passed by word of mouth.
Yeah.
So whoever this person is has adapted to Midland culture to some extent, where they would be passing you a written message rather than passing a messenger to just tell you what they said.
What is that for?
It is for me. Another of my kind. A hobgoblin woman leading the orc tribes requests I meet her in Zundashire in 7 days.
Like a love interest.
I don't know. I came north seeking to find someone. And from what I've heard of the goblins, what they told me last night, this very well could be her.
Huh.
It's a shot in the dark, definitely. But it's something I must investigate.
Settle down and make goblin family.
Not immediately. Although that would be nice.
Is they tracking
right.
you?
No, they happened upon us in the night. We were partners for a while, and then she left. And I foolishly stayed behind.
All right. With that, the rest of the evening passes uneventfully, and in another hour and change, the sun begins to rise, and everybody will be waking up.
Cool.
Ah, what a great hay bed.
Would you say that you got a great head last night?
What?
Nothing.
What?
Anyways, what's going on, guys? Good morning. We
Good morning.
setting out.
Meatloaf got a love letter.
What?
Whoa.
He turns a little darker shade of red. I don't know that it's a love letter necessarily. But my message to the goblin leader was well received. And obviously they've given us birth through the night. I'm requested to meet them in Zundashire in a week. Or 7 days.
Oh.
Is that where we're heading?
It's the reason I ventured north. It might not be whom I'm looking for. But I have to take this chance.
So does that mean we're turning around, or are we still heading towards where?
7 days is plenty of time to get to more than enough time to get to, get where we're going and then head to Zundashire after.
Oh,
Well,
well,
in that
great.
case, I will stay on for the rest of the journey and then make my way to Zundashire.
I guess we've got a destination after this one then.
Well, cool. We'll be able to find some fun stuff.
And it seems like the chance encounter in the night should give us safe passage, at least through the goblins.
Well, I told you to handle it, and you did. Good job, Meatloaf. Huffin's gonna pat him on the back.
Yes, thank you.
Meatloaf. Good job, buddy. You did it. You
For the
done. You
first
did good.
for the first time in a while, things seem to have worked out well.
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
surprised, to be honest.
All right,
Who drank the last of the ale?
I know, I'm surprised as well. Things have not been very fortunate for us.
Meatloaf did.
Yes, it was the middle of the night and I got woken up for no reason.
Meatloaf.
I considered it a consolation prize.
No
Aw,
reason. It's the entire point.
no breakfast
You only
ale.
got the letter and learned about what you learned about because I woke you up.
Oh, you're right. Here, and I'll pour out some of my whiskey in my cup, just like a half a shot, and I'll offer it to Zen or Ven.
Do you have whiskey? I know you had ale in your water skin.
Yeah, I have ale in my water skin, and I purchased a flask of whiskey with my starting gold.
That's right.
Then I will just take the shot. Then
Thank
is
you.
It
in no
burns.
mood
It's strong
to
stuff.
disagree. Yeah. Ah, that burns good. Okay.
Yes, it's good hobgoblin shit. It's the last I have from my homeland.
Oh.
All right,
You know,
so we
I,
should
I, as your
probably
DM,
set
don't
out.
actually know how whiskey is made to be able to tell you whether or not the hobgoblins would have it.
I mean, they can make whiskey in the south of the U.S., so I'm pretty sure actually like whiskey's like a Kentucky thing. So I'm sure that
The Emirate is a desert.
well, as long as they have some kind of fruits that they can ferment, it'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Every civilization has had brewing capabilities.
They call it whiskey. It's actually just fermented cactus.
Cactus
We-
whiskey, whatever it is, it gets you fucked up fast.
We taking a break before we continue?
Yeah, if everybody wants to take a quick break to refill water, get a snack, or go to the bathroom.
We're back.
A
Wow.
dinosaur story. All right.
Don't. I hope you didn't miss us too much.
Don't you?
Forget about me. Don't.
All right.
Don't you look at me, pee.
What?
The fuck?
All right. So everyone begins to wake up in the morning, and you begin to break camp.
Do we feel like P. Diddy?
No, we don't
No,
wake
and
up in
since
the
you
morning
finished off the
feeling-
last of the ale, no one can brush their teeth with a bottle of Jack.
Ah!
No.
Fuck.
Ah.
He's got a bottle of whiskey though.
No, I drank the last of that. Sorry.
No. Come on. All right. Well. All right. Should we start heading out?
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna feed the horses.
What are you feeding them?
The food for the horse food.
Yeah, we
The
got
food
horse
for horses.
Yeah.
Are you feeding them my bed?
Well, it's
No.
not your bed anymore. We're leaving.
No. The horse food that we got. The big sack of food right here. Huffing.
This would be the last of the fodder that was brought for the horses.
Oh.
We are gonna need to find more horse food.
Well,
I
good
don't
thing
s-
we're going to a big city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't suppose when I was searching around for our food that I saw a load. Like, nah, this place was ransacked. There's gonna be no chance of that.
The place you found survived because it's completely underground.
Yeah.
Mm.
The good news is the horses can eat the grass, so they should be able to dig down through the snow and find something as long as the local wildlife hasn't eaten it already.
So
Yeah.
We'll be in
food.
low dish before long.
Grass isn't gonna work in this condition.
The sooner we go, the sooner they can eat.
True.
Yep, let's go.
Huffin's gonna scramble on top of one of the horses.
What do you guys think happens to grass?
Well,
Depends. It could
just-
get stepped on.
it's-
It could get burnt.
It stays there under the snow.
Does it
No,
not?
okay.
It dies.
It dies under the snow.
It
No,
dies.
it goes dormant.
It depends on the grass.
Hang
But-
on. Zaruk, you grew up in a desert.
No, you're right. This is Basker talking right now.
Yes.
Like, wait, because I live in the Northeast, I've seen deer eat grass under 3 foot of snow in March.
Absolutely. And I'm 100% behind Basker knowing that. However, Zaruk would have no clue.
Oh, you're fair. You're fair. That's right. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Hold on. Lore check. Desert.
I love
right.
that phrasing.
Yeah, and Ven knows herbs, but Ven doesn't necessarily know
But-
grass. So
But what
he's
do you eat
convinced that
in the snow?
What?
The horses could eat the snow, right?
No. I
No.
mean, why would they?
For food.
No, snow.
snow in food.
If
Snow's not
everything
food.
die, what do you eat?
Like
You don't.
us?
If everything's dead, we're fucked. So we need to go somewhere where there is food.
Like the city we're going to. Okay, come on. Let's get going, guys. Okay, enough with the hypotheticals. Everyone
We've
get.
been on the road
get
for
your
5 minutes.
stuff.
What are you talking about, Huffin?
We've been on the road
Yeah.
for 5 minutes. Oh God, I'm late.
For very
Yeah,
important days.
we were just talking about
Oh,
how we're going to
okay.
feed the horses while we were going, because
I
otherwise
see.
travel is boring.
I thought we were
Yeah.
just talking and not going. I was like, all right.
Well, that's because you don't do any of the fucking work. You just get put on a horse and zone out.
I mean,
I mean, he is
Yeah.
just a little guy. What kind of work do you really
if the
expect
saddle
him to do?
fits.
You did scramble onto horse.
I did scramble onto the horse.
Yep. Good job.
Thanks.
Unless there was anything anyone wanted to discuss. Then the day is going to pass relatively uneventfully. It's only a few more hours before you've reached the base of the mountains, and you are not so much led as you follow a sort of cut-in rock road that leads to an opening within the mountains, where a dwarven guard, a set of dwarves, challenge you. Zenny once more shows sort of the crest of a King Harnoth, and they very quickly usher you in, and then what's I'm looking for? 4 more dwarves escort you on the horses further in. Right, you'll leave the horses here, and we'll take care of them. The vizier will want to see you.
Of course, yes. Thank you, kind gentleman.
I have a horse.
Right, take. She just sort of looks to you guys like, "Do you care about these horses?"
I mean, they will get us to our
course
next
we-
destination quicker.
Do we care about the horses? This one's name is Princess, and this one's name is Apple Blossom.
I
Of
told
course
you
we care
you
about the
shouldn't
horses.
name them.
I wasn't talking to you.
We would like them back. They will aid us
Yeah.
in our journey further.
Probably.
I mean, we've got to get somewhere else after this, right? We could probably use the horses for that.
Yes. I mean, if you're requesting to swap them out, as long as the new horses are as sturdy as these ones, that should be sufficient.
We don't need to swap out the horses are fine. Yes, we would like to keep the horses. Don't. He's gonna like point his finger at like the guardsman. Don't do anything to these horses.
How long do you plan to be in the city?
Like at
Less
least
than
a
a
day
day?
or two.
A day?
4 gold per beast for board.
You said 4 gold.
Per beast for board.
So 8.
Yes, that's how math works.
Oh, I didn't know mainlanders did math.
Look
And
to
Ven
Zen.
is just gonna do a thing where he tries to make eye contact with every single party member. He doesn't necessarily say anything about our first interaction with dwarves, but just gives them a look like, right?
You know, we're actually here on official business, pretty important stuff.
She is.
So
You're not.
We're
Get her
guarding
guards.
her.
They sort of look to her, and how many of you speak dwarf?
me,
You speak dwarf?
Yar.
You're gonna hear them say, "We didn't expect you to bring freeloaders back when you left."
We're not freeloaders. We are hired mercenaries that were hired on. He responds in Dwarvish back.
Mhm.
That were hired on to help her.
Where's your
So-
contract?
Contract. He's gonna look over to to Zenny. Contract.
She sort of like gives you a look of, "I didn't expect that you would be bringing horses.
You got.
I told you to come with. I didn't hire you."
Oh, shit.
Is she saying this in Common or Dwarvish?
She's taking dwarvish.
Huffin reaches into his back pocket and pulls out. He's going to use prestidigitation to pull out a makeshift contract, if allowed.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to, real quick, click on the spell to give me the description of it in your
Yeah.
character sheet. 'Cause I believe it has to fit in your palm, and that's gonna be a very small space for a contract.
Well,
The tiniest little, like, you'd need a magnifying glass to read it.
A non-magical trinket or an illusory image that can fit in your hand and lasts until the end of your next turn. You're gonna have to make me deception. I just want you
Alright.
to know that you will
Wait.
be committing a crime if this goes poorly.
It says you can do it in your hand, and it says you can do it multiple times. So conjure the top half in one hand and the bottom half in the other.
Alright. You said
I-
deception, right?
Don't speak dwarvish to tell you not to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, I also do
Oh!
not condone.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Go Huffin.
Yeah, okay. So they're gonna look at the two halves of the contract and say, "It'll be taken out of your pay then." As they look to Zenny.
Good day.
All right, and they're gonna lead the horses to into stables.
Alright, bet.
Zenny is gonna very quickly like pull Huffin along with her, like, "We're gonna want to get out of here before they realize anything."
Well, yeah, yeah, obviously. Let's go. Come on, you're leading. Go, go, go.
Wait, what
Go.
All right, and
happened?
he's going to usher the five of you sort of along the roads, along the streets. There's a lot of hustle and bustle here, both because of army drills that are going on, dwarves in full plate, or rather in chainmail and full plate, walking in ordered ranks, merchants trying to conduct their business, people going to and fro. It is a very, very busy place. And she leads you sort of along the main road into what looks to be a castle sort of carved out of the mountain. In fact, everything along the road as you get into the city proper doesn't look so much that like it was built as it was carved from stone out of the mountain itself. So like houses and buildings are carved out, and then as the town has expanded into a city, though just more and more rock has been shaped away. As she brings you towards a rather imposing tower that's sort of near-ish, as best you can gather, the center of the city. Through the door and past a few more guards, she leads you up a set of stairs into a large, ornate waiting room. There are chairs, there are tables, what look to be a deck of cards here and there for people to entertain themselves, a board for a couple different kinds of games, as well as fresh fruit.
Huffin eats the fruit.
I take some
Just
fruit.
all of it.
Yes.
I
all
take
of it.
some fruit. You don't eat all of it.
I'm also going to partake in the fruit before Huffin Pac-Mans the lot of it.
All right. As you begin setting about and devouring the fruit, it's good. It's very sweet. There are some that are bitter, like juice runs down Huffin's chin. As Zenny takes off her green cloak and sort of sits herself in one of the chairs and begins to wait.
I love free fruit.
I wouldn't eat all of it, but, well, I suppose eating some wouldn't be a terrible thing. Do they not have fruit where you're from?
Not the free kind.
I suppose that's true of anywhere.
Depends how
Anything anyone
important
wants
you
to get
are.
up to as you wait?
No.
That would be a negative.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know if I had heard something. It's about an hour later of waiting before you see a robe-clad, very old-looking dwarf come walking out of the double doors at the far end of the hall. He's very weathered. His beard is a sort of mixture of white and very deep snowy gray. His face is a patchwork of scars, and he seems to almost hobble as he leans on his staff walking in.
Very important. As he's walking in, before he's in earshot, I want to lean over to Huffin and go, "Don't turn this one to dust."
I swear to God, Ven. One time it happens.
Good that you are on time. I had expected you to be late again. I had some help this time. These are... well, they don't have a name, but Zen, Huffin, Zoruk, and Alencia, my lord. Well, they have the look of freeloaders. Do they speak like freeloaders?
What? Is he saying this in common?
Yes.
Do we really look like freeloaders dressed like this?
Pretty sure the only reason you're getting what you want is because we were there.
Is this true, Zenny? Yes, they were very helpful in retrieving the artifact. And he extends a hand for her. She very quickly goes over and places the scale in it. This was so much trouble.
So flippant.
Sorry, go ahead.
So flippant.
Very well. And he sort of secrets the scale away within his robes. You will be paid then. 40 gold, as was our contractual agreement. And he snaps his fingers, and an orderly comes running out of the room behind him with a pouch of gold that he delivers to Zenny, who then turns around to the four of you and takes out half of it and passes it out before handing the gold back to the orderly and saying, to cover charges for my supplies as well as for 2 horses in the stables. You brought horses. I shouldn't even ask. Very well. Have you come to enter my service as well?
Well, if you're looking for it. Seems like, we know what we're doing. We can handle ourselves pretty well. Let's talk.
If you want to be friends of the king, then I will have to have you sworn in, take your oaths. Come with me. You, prepare the ceremony. You will hereby be working for free, and obviously you will be reporting back to me, and I will pay you what I feel you are worth. And of course you will earn my friendship should you continue to serve effectively.
That was the artifact for, by the way. Since we risked our lives for it, it might be nice to know what it's for.
Servants of His Majesty do not ask questions, they do as they are told.
So just wanted it because that's what you were told? You weren't told anymore.
No, you will simply do as you are told. I will not answer questions about the importance of your business. If you are captured or otherwise tortured, I can't have you giving away such priceless secrets.
Is this is this guy wearing this guy is just in robes, right? He doesn't have a crown, so this is the Alisor?
This would be Alizar Cool, the king's court wizard.
Okay.
Oh. Hey. You're a wizard, right?
Yes, I am the king's court wizard.
Hey, what does this robe do? The one I'm wearing, since you're here.
Oh my god.
He sort of gives you a sidelong look, and then looks to Zenny, and then looks back to you. I had assumed she had talked some of the Northern Duke's mariner guard into us. That is a cloak of the manta that will allow you to swim and breathe underwater.
Oh. Cool. Thanks. Huffin's gonna kind of turn to Ven and very non-discreetly kind of like tug on his one sleeve to kind of have him bend over, like bend down, so Huffin can whisper in his ear hole.
Yeah, and Ven kind of like lowers himself down to one knee.
Hey, this guy kind of seems like a dick. I don't really know if I want to work for him. How are you feeling about this? 'Cause it's kind of all happening a little bit fast. Too fast for me, to be honest.
Can you roll me a stealth check real quick, Heaven?
Sure.
Oh,
Just a casual -4 stealth check. Do it.
bro.
Ah.
If you don't know how to push my friendship, I could sign you on as a mercenary company.
Oh. Let's talk a little bit more about that then, since you heard what I was saying. Sorry, by the way. Just pardon my French. Didn't mean any ill will. So what would that look like if you were to sign us on as a group, mercenary group?
He snaps his fingers again and brings back the same orderly. He says, "Bring papers for a contract. They will not become the king's friends. If you decide to take on work, what's up?
No, go ahead.
Should you take on the contract as mercenary work, you will work for me directly. You will be paid what each service is worth, and I will tell you where to go and what to do."
Cool. Is there like a break room we can go so we can discuss this as a group?
The waiting room is there. I have pressing business to attend to. Simply knock on the door when you are ready.
Thanks. I appreciate it. He's gonna kind of like try and usher everyone out and back into the waiting room.
I might want a private conversation to the dwarf.
You're saying this to Elazar?
Mm-hmm.
Roll me your persuasion.
Oh.
Ooh.
Are you a Midland defector?
No.
You're clearly of some noble bearing. Speak up. Where are you from?
Does the name Elsith mean anything to you?
Elsith. Ah, yes. Of course, right this way.
I go.
Your companions may discuss amongst themselves.
They are not my companions.
As you say. And with that, he's going to usher Alencia into the room and close the door behind him, if you guys want to have your discussion real quick.
What? Oh.
I don't know if you want to discuss anything or wait for Alencia to get back, I should say.
How you guys feeling about this? I'm not feeling that great about working for this guy.
Is Zenny still around?
For now, yes.
Yeah, getting the same vibe as I have with previous encounters with dwarves. It's not a good one.
Agreed. I'm not opposed to taking a range check, but I don't think this is something I want to pursue, especially with the other work that I could potentially get us lined up with.
Yeah, I agree with that, honestly. And I don't know. He's gonna turn to Zenny. He said, "How long have you been working for this guy?"
I've been working for him for a few months now.
You've been dealing with that for a few months.
Well, not directly with him, not often. This was a special assignment.
Uh,
Ah, yes. A
Okay.
few months and your worth is only 40 gold.
More than I started with. Certainly more than I would ever have hoped to look forward to under my mother's rule.
Not even enough to pay your own bounty.
well, I guess you do you. I'm gonna say I definitely don't think I trust that guy with that artifact we got. Definitely doesn't feel too great. I think
Salazar is a gruff man, but a gruff dwarf. But he does this for, well, as far as he says, the good of the realm.
Yeah.
He says it will save lives.
yeah, but a lot of people say that and don't actually mean it. I mean, you know what I mean?
How many people have you heard say something like that?
Oh, you know, I come from a place, know a couple people. It's definitely happened once or twice.
You've never heard those words in a sentence together before, have you?
Hey, I don't like the tone that you're speaking to me with there, Missy. We just really saved your butt there. It sounds like you really needed to, get this job finished here. I really don't appreciate that. All I'm saying is I just don't trust that guy. I think I might have to take a hard pass.
I understand that you need a job, and he says it's for the good of the realm, but anyone looking to manipulate people into working for them for any reason say things are for the good of the realm.
At least hear him out. If he has work for you, certainly there's no harm in hearing what it is.
Oh, I will listen to what it is, and I will listen to the fuck all meager pay that he will offer us for it, and then I'm probably going to get as far away from here as possible. Judging by his attitude and the way he's treated you, we don't want anything to do with this. But out of politeness, I'll listen.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with Venny on this one.
Well, I appreciate you at least listening to him. And it's about now that another dwarf clad in simpler clothing comes in and says, "Pardon me? Zenny, we'll have orders for you if you are finished here. Is there anything else you needed?"
No, I'm ready whenever.
All right, and she's going to go off with him. Meanwhile, Alencia, inside the room is a very elaborate and sort of expensive looking series of books, tables with various experiments and magical goings on them, as Elazar leads you to a pair of a chair and a stool that are brought out and brought to one of the tables, and he begins poring over some of the books, setting the scale on the table beside him. "What was it you wanted? I know your father's work. What is his daughter doing here?"
Well, last I saw him, he was being attacked. And I was
Doesn't
sent
sound
here.
like Kael'thas.
No, but
He's a careful man, would have protected himself. Do you remember anything about the attack?
I pull out a mask from underneath my clothes that I have kept hidden, and I... Is there a like... I show him the mask.
He's going to put a hand on it and run his fingers over the mouth. "How did you come by this?"
The attackers were wearing these. Do you know anything
And you got
about
away?
it? Yes?
Fascinating.
But
Tell me, do you remember anything of your father's work? Anything important? Anything that stood out? Anyone who came to the house?
um, would I?
In general, no. You probably wouldn't have noticed anything out of the ordinary or anything along the lines of what he's describing.
No. But the what are the masks? Do you know anything about this?
I've seen, well, heard rumors of them. They call themselves the Cult of the Setting Sun. Some troublemakers looking to bring about a revolution of some kind. I hadn't expected that they would strike in the Darklands, let alone that they would go for your father.
Are they mainlanders?
In general, yes, but I suppose any cult or lowlife such as these would spread like what disease.
Hmm.
May I keep this?
No. And I put it away. Why would you want it?
I have ways of looking into it.
Scrying?
Something like that.
Well, I was taken here to be protected by dwarves, but my guardian was killed.
Hmm. Killed by more of the masks.
No, just random goblins.
Hmm. Well, I can offer you no sanctuary. We are on the verge of war. However, if you were willing to work, I can see fit to finding more useful jobs for you than I do for Zenny.
And
She is, of course, resourceful. However, she is limited in her applications.
the people I came with are very skilled. More skilled than they look, so they could...
Roll persuasion. All right. Sorry, continue.
If you could give them a big task to take on to prove themselves, I think they could handle it.
I wouldn't give people I had just met something big, but I do need you to, well, being as you brought Zenny safely back, perhaps you would be all capable of doing something similar again. I have an agent in Zundashur who hasn't reported in for some time. Perhaps you could go catch up with him for me.
Is that a big task?
It's certainly important. I wouldn't leave a dwarf to rot in some Midland hellhole.
And I, being an Elsith, wouldn't vouch for a bunch of mainlanders who are terrible at their job.
Yes, but I knew your father, not you. Out of respect for him, I will give you this task, and I will pay you handsomely.
Well, I'll prove you wrong.
More prove me right.
Whichever. And I go to leave.
So, as you're heading out, the doors are going to swing open as if by themselves as he follows you and brings the scribe with him, who has this whole time been scribbling frantically. Well, have you made a decision?
We'll hear you out. But we're not going to sign any contracts just yet.
He's going to look to Valencia. Would you care to do the honors?
I would. I hold my hand out for a pen.
The scribe's going to bring you a quill, as Elazar begins to say. You will agree to work for me in exchange for fair compensation as per an arrangement and out of certain considerations. For this task, and only this task, this contract will be only for a retrieval. I have an agent in Zundashur who hasn't reported in for some time. I would like you to go and see to his well-being. If he's been captured or, worse still, killed, perhaps he will have left instructions as to what is to be done in regards to completing his mission. He's a resourceful dwarf. I'm sure you'll find him well enough. The most I can say is that there will be a Temple of Imreg in the... Give me one moment to pull this up. I want to say it's Temple District. In Temple Village, an area within the city. There, the donation box, there will be a compartment beneath it. It's how he used to pass messages by courier to me. Go there and see what you can find, and with any luck, you'll be able to pick up his trail. You will, of course, be paid 20 gold per day on a 4-day journey to get to Zundashur. I'll pay you half now, half when you return, and a bonus to be negotiated should you complete any other mission, other work for me while you're there. Is this amenable?
20 gold per person.
Roll me persuasion. This is going to be a very hard check.
Can I use my help bonus
What?
action?
You're welcome to.
Do I
You can
roll
roll
again?
What?
Oh.
I will give you 10 gold per person.
This is acceptable, but consider my words from earlier. And I sign the paper.
Oh, wait.
Trust.
I guess we're in it now.
Oh, goodness. Okay, well, alright. Great. Thanks, guys. It's a pleasure to work with you. Can't wait. Thank you for this opportunity.
You're going to be signing individually.
Oh.
He signs for me.
I give the gold off it.
He signs, but it's not his real signature.
Look, Huffin,
Roll me
the
deception
mercenary
at disadvantage.
Huh? Repeat that, address.
You roll me deception at disadvantage.
Oh, shit. God damn it.
You're trying to fool a wizard, you fool.
And he sort of like slowly looks to Huffin, and you can see a smile tug the edge of his lips beneath his beard. If you want your payment, you'll sign.
Oh, he signs with the real signature.
What? So he like scribbles out the old one?
Yeah.
I assure you it can be very profitable and very fortuitous to work for me.
Mm-hmm. And he's gonna hand the pen to Ven.
We're not getting any details of this mission in terms of the dwarf we're going to meet up with until we signed, are we?
I can't be having you running off who knows where with critical and sensitive information.
Yeah, that's actually fair enough. Alright. Yeah, no, it's a fair contract. Depending on the work. I guess I have to sign to find out more, so Ven is gonna reluctantly sign. But you can tell, like, he's really tense.
There's resentment in every stroke of the quill.
It's more than that. Like, I don't know how to put it. It's not just resentment. Like, he feels like this is, especially because of the warning of that previous dwarf, like, he feels like this is a bad place to be. Probably bad people. He feels like he's in the middle of a storm right now. Like, he's sitting in the eye, and every direction is just going to be swirling death.
Yeah,
But he signs because he needs the money.
but you're Death Dragon, so that checks out.
Yeah, that's how he feels most of the time. It's just he's not used to walking into the storm. Usually he stays being the eye of it.
All right, and will Zaruk sign as well?
Zaruk will mark an X on the signature line.
Are you illiterate?
Never really had a signature.
Your name in whatever language you choose to put it.
Sure.
Yeah, which point of order Ven does sign in Draconic.
I will say you will have learned how to write.
Oh, yeah. I was just trying to go off of his assumption that I was an ignorant layman.
Ah,
But yeah, Zaruk will write out his handwriting, or write out his name in extraordinarily bad, shaky handwriting, but it is true his name.
good. With that, Alazar dismisses the scribe and says, "Well, I assume you'll want to rest up. Otherwise, the sooner you leave, the better. Oh, obviously, half now." As he gestures, and a bag of gold appears in his hand. Let's see
Whoa.
here. And each of you are going to get 50 gold.
What?
Wha-
That
Wait, and
is-
how much did we get from Zenny when she?
She gave you
us...
4. She gave you 5 each. So you've both gotten 55. You've all gotten 55 gold now.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow, much better off than we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My coin pouch is like overflowing a bit, and I'm like trying to
You're
tie.
probably going to keep the pouch of 50 that you're given, like as a secondary.
Yeah. I tie it around my waist.
Don't worry,
Yeah, but-
Alicia. I can hold that pouch for you if it's too
Elincia,
heavy.
don't you still owe Huffin like 10 gold?
Well, I gave him gold.
Well, she gave me 2 gold, but we're at the moment squared, but barely.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
You should probably consider it
negotiation.
even, considering she got us this job.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Zenny?
No.
Yes and no. I mean, we're here because of Zenny, but
Yeah, but we didn't hear what happened in the other room.
he wanted nothing to do with us. And then all of a sudden he wants something to do with us. And he
Because
was with Alincia.
Yeah.
This isn't a big leap.
I thought mercenary work was offered before Alincia left the room.
Mercenary work was offered before Lencia left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
But the amount of
from our
money
point of view, it's
offered
the same work.
changed.
By a significant margin.
but no
He
money was
didn't-
talked about before.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah.
no one knows how much he would have paid you before.
I don't know where you're getting these details from.
It's
I mean, in my mind, it's obvious, but
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Moving forward, you are welcome to stay in the city. As I said, you're welcome to stay in the city, do any shopping and provisioning you're required to do. However, the sooner you leave, the better. I will not pay you for any time this runs over.
Fair enough.
We'll pick up what supplies we need and ship out. Alincia needs a bedroll.
And we need horse food. Off we go
I
to the
don't,
markets.
Yeah,
I
tent
don't
might
have
help
the
you as
pricing
well.
handy. How much is a riding horse? Can I search it here?
Didn't know horses could rate.
He said riding horse.
is a
I
horse
know.
a vehicle?
What?
What?
I believe, yes, the pricing for horses is under vehicles.
Oh my god.
No, that's the monster manual entry. I don't know. You guys probably have players' handbooks closer. Actually, I can see mine from here. Go ahead and decide on any provisions you want to get while I look up pricings.
I believe a riding horse is 75 GP.
I have to run across task. I'm like, real quick. Be right back.
But if we want to get a pony for Huffin, that's only 30.
Are we purchasing new riding horses?
I don't believe so.
I don't know why we would.
Yeah, I don't know why we would.
Because we have the dead farmers' horses that we took from the dead farmer.
I was
Valencia
mainly asking in
chartered.
case any Alencia decided she wanted her own horse.
How much are horses though?
75?
Another draft horse would be 50, a riding horse would be 75. And then you would also need to get a bit and bridle, so an extra 2 gold on top of that. Oh, and saddle. So for a riding horse, it would be 82. For a draft horse, it would be 57.
We already have a draft horse though. That's what we already have.
Yes,
Yeah.
you've got 2 of them. There's not really enough. How to say it? If you guys needed to bring heavy things to or from, you would not have a means for doing that. So I don't know if you want to. Like I said, I don't know if you want to get an extra horse, you want to get a cart, whatever.
Okay, but how much does a tent cost?
Tent, I believe, is 10 gold. I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again.
A fancy tent?
It says a 2-person tent is 2 gold.
2 gold.
Yar.
Like a 10-person tent is more.
So a really, really fancy tent would be 10
Really
gold.
nice tent.
Yeah, really nice tent.
I would happily spend 10 gold for a really fucking nice tent.
All right.
Oh, a cart
How
is only
many-
15 gold. That's not bad.
How many people does her really nice tent hold?
I believe I said.
10?
I believe it's gonna. Hang on. I'm certain that it's in here that there's larger tents.
So if it's a 2-man tent for 2 gold, it's a 5-man tent for 10 gold?
Yeah, you get them cheaper by bulk.
So it can hold 5 people.
Yeah, you guys could all pretty easily sleep in there with room to spare.
And
So
I
she's
would-
gone and got a fancy tent for
I would
everyone.
no, only me. And I would specifically
Yeah,
get
you,
one
Yeah.
what that's like really nicely embroidered and like it's gorgeous.
I'm guessing you describe your family crest to the people to like have them sew it in.
Yes.
I'm guessing her name is somewhere in there.
Could they get that done in a day though?
Probably not a day.
Because we only have a day.
I believe his words were, "I will not pay you for any time this goes over." So
Right.
up to you guys.
And how much are bedrolls?
We could get a whole wagon for
1
75
gold, 7 pounds. Bedroll.
Okay. But a fancy one.
Jesus Christ. Are you
For as-
upselling yourself on all your adventuring gear?
They
For
need
as
to be
fancy as
good.
Alencia is gonna want it, we're gonna say 5 gold.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ, this lady.
The cart is going to be 15 gold if we're following the player's handbook.
Just get a carriage. I'm pretty sure Alencia could afford
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna get like a
A carriage is
full-on fucking
100.
carriage. Oh, that's
That's
fine.
100.
That's fine.
Oh,
I will say now
Okay.
that Alencia did not spend a single coin of her
I-
starting money.
No, I want to play true to where she came from. She don't have
Oh,
anything.
right,
I
and
know.
you started with like 120 gold, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you're buying
So-
a carriage? Ooh.
So she's buying a carriage.
As
Alright,
you
well,
do.
Well,
I
hold
guess
on.
we're traveling in a lot more style than I expected to.
Hold on.
Yeah.
How expensive would it be to get like a change of 1 or 2 fancy clothes, like outfits?
Let me look up fine clothes here. Hang on.
15 gold
Are
for
we-
fine clothes are
I was
15
gonna
each.
Are we in a dwarven settlement and all of the clothes, like the longest dress they have, is going to come down to her like mid thigh?
Well,
That's
surely they make
probably
clothes for
fine for Valencia.
humans.
There's a very
Whoa.
skilled craftsman here. They'd be able to tailor one for her.
Damn it, Edris.
Sorry. I'm just being honest.
Just say yes next time.
Okay, so 15 gold for fancy clothes.
Yes.
Come on,
Okay.
Idris, objectify the elf girl. Come on.
I'm not the one doing it. She is.
What?
I-
Oh, come on!
I
Don't
think
tell
I
me.
am.
There's no way, even if it is a dwarf city, that they don't have human-sized clothes. There's no way.
Yeah, they do.
Right.
But I'm saying that Alencia would want something tailored to her.
Yes, but we don't have time for that, so she's probably just gonna grab something that's as close to.
Okay, she's actually getting something off the rack.
I hate the
For
way
the
you word
first time
that.
in
I fucking
Alicia's
hate
life.
it.
What?
Off the rack. Okay, I'm getting 2 changes of fancy clothes.
That is literally the terminology. I'm not talking about her boobs.
What?
I said
What?
off the- never
rack.
mind.
Oh!
I thought that's what the joke you were making.
Okay. These are fine
No,
clothes,
I think she's
right?
just offended in the way you said off the rack.
Off the rack,
rich-
yeah. It's like, oh,
Rich
that's
people don't
peasant.
do
Alright.
off the rack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They fucking
she's
custom order
staying in
everything.
character.
I'm on the ball. Sorry.
Okay.
How
Okay.
dare you?
So how much is the carriage?
Carriage is 100.
Okay, yes. We will get a carriage for 100.
Plus, I believe I said 10 gold for, or sorry, 5 gold, 10 gold for your tent.
I've
it
already
10?
been marking off the money.
Okay, perfect.
So if we're officially getting the thing, I'll mark off the 100.
It's up to you. I'm not spending any of my fucking money on it.
I mean, how big is it? How many people does it fit?
It's big.
All of
It could
us.
easily seat the 4 of you.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
well
like
then hell
shelter
yeah.
forever. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
it's definitely worth it.
All right.
I was gonna say, at that point, do we need the tent? Could we not just sleep in the carriage?
We could, honestly. It
could.
won't be
Like,
as warm, but
Like,
Yeah.
if she's not gonna let us in the tent, bedroll and carriage is pretty fucking good.
That's what the watch is going to be, is just who's driving the carriage.
Well, I swear the
Literally.
watch just sleeps on the roof, don't they? Like, they just...
no, they would probably sit at the.
At the
Yeah,
range,
they just drive the
thing.
carriage, so we
Yeah.
fucking always moving 24/7.
which is obviously going to be Alencia, because she's the only one who doesn't sleep. So we're not buying an extra horse then, only the 2.
Yeah, the 2 are fine. They're perfect
Yep.
for a carriage.
Okay.
It is going to be 1 copper, for 1 day's food for horse. So I'm gonna just spend 2 gold to get 100 days for each horse. Does that sound
And
okay?
I was gonna say,
Are we putting that?
In the carriage. No?
So we're already
No.
100 days of
100
horse
days?
food
I
is...
mean,
we
it's
would
a
have no
barrel.
room in the carriage. There would
2
be no room in the
barrels?
carriage.
How much?
I imagine the
Wait, 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 wait.
barrels.
How much is a cart?
Cart 15.
15.
Okay, can we get a cart and hook it up to the back of the carriage to carry extra stuff?
Would need to
Oh
get
my
more horses
God.
for this.
Okay, maybe not 100.
You would need another workhorse to pull the cart.
Really?
Yes.
So it'd be another 65 gold for another draft horse and a cart.
So you're
Yes.
telling me, Mr.
At
DM
that
in the
point, you're gonna
sky,
want to start dipping into party funds.
Yeah. No cart
How
then.
about we just get a dog sled? Fuck it.
telling me it won't just fit in like 2 barrels?
No, no, it
What?
won't.
Oh.
100
Just get
days
2
of
barrels
food.
of feet. How many days would be 2 barrels
How
of
many
feet?
days could we fit reasonably?
Yeah, I guess that's a better question then. How about that?
Okay. Not counting your existing baggage,
Yes.
Uh-huh.
and not counting yourselves riding inside the carriage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
You could reasonably carry probably 3 weeks worth of fodder
For the horses?
for the horses.
But
Okay.
that
Now,
should
what
be
if
fine.
we
We're
were to
like
be
3 days
inside of the
out.
carriage?
Yes, but that's with none of you and none of your baggage in there.
Right, so we want a couple of saddle bags to put around the horses that we can put fodder in, and then enough we can put in the carriage and still fit us. That's what we actually want.
It would be
Yeah.
only 5 gold to get pack saddles. Which isn't bad.
Why not get just 2 weeks? 2 weeks worth of food?
Oh, see, we'll get a couple of barrels and we'll put them on the roof of the carriage because Zaruk is super strong and can lift them to the top
We-
of the carriage, so we can
we
have room on
only-
the inside.
We only need as much as gets us to our next
Yeah.
location, then we can buy more there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only need
Okay.
like 3 days worth of food.
Yeah, like
Okay.
So let's get 1 week. 1 week's worth.
Yeah, have a little extra in case the road is long or something comes up. Totally good with that.
All right.
Let's
So you
make
guys are
it.
gonna buy.
Let's make it 10 days so I can have it be like 1 silver. Just so it's just for easy money's sake.
uh-huh.
Just break some silver into copper, Vonder.
No.
Jesus.
No, you do it then.
I'm not
I
doing
would
it.
like to buy myself a decent quality spear.
Sure. Do you want to get the 3 that you have fixed up?
If possible, that would be probably best.
Yeah, for a day's worth. Again, dwarven smiths, and you could probably make it known that you have a contract with the court vizier.
Mhm.
So yeah, you can get them fixed up for let's see, 3 spears, probably rounded out to a silver, but it'll be 9 copper.
Okay, I'll round it out to a silver.
Oh my god, that's so fucking expensive.
I will say, you are in the big city. Everything's more expensive.
The big city.
Well, no, because remember from like Zaruk's backstory, he's always wanted one of them fancy like Lucerne hammers,
Mhm.
which is
You wanna buy
you
one?
said it would be the same cost as a halberd, which 20
Mhm.
gold at base,
Mhm.
and then to silver the damn thing, it'd be an extra 100 gold.
You want to have a silver lucerne?
Yeah, that'd be great, but I can't anywhere near remotely afford that.
Yeah.
Like, if we complete this mercenary contract, a couple more missions by level 3, you'll probably have one.
How much money do you need?
50 gold.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, it's not. Probably not for a little while.
How much money do you have?
71.
What?
What?
You have
I know how to pinch
70
my
and you need
pennies.
50?
I think he
Yeah.
needs 50 more.
120.
Oh.
Yeah, no, the same cost as your cart is what's going to cost me for my weapon.
No,
Could
the
you
card...
not just get the weapon and get it silvered later?
I'm very much considering it.
Okay.
The only issue is it goes from 2d6 to 1d10, so I'm downgrading a weapon die for each.
Mm.
Although the Lucerne, I think if Edris views it the same way I do, would be able to be bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage.
I believe when we were first discussing this, I said you'd be able to decide which type you wanted to deal when using it.
Yeah.
I mean, also, if you don't need it, you could switch back to the mace. It's not like you're giving up the mace. You just have an additional option.
Oh, wait, additional options are always good. So, if I could find a Lucerne hammer, then I would definitely purchase one.
Yeah, easy enough.
Is it going to be the standard 20, or is it going to be a markup?
It'll be the standard 20.
Okay.
With how much with the preparations for war, the weaponsmiths have a lot of work and also a lot of excess.
Oh, something just occurred to me. Healers kits. We're probably going to want them, so I'm going to go try and find some.
Out of character, just so you know, I do have cure wounds now.
I also have a healer's kit.
Okay.
So
But
yeah,
if
we
it-
can definitely have more than one. But
Yeah.
I have a healer's kit.
You guys may also want to buy some potions of
I was thinking
what's the
potions,
feeling?
but also I was thinking of buying myself a herbalism kit as well, because I do have proficiency in herbalism, and I think someone have proficiency in alchemy?
Not yet, but I'm working on it. I was thinking about buying an alchemist's kit.
Right.
I'm hard debating right now.
hard opposed
Wow.
to soft.
Our powers
Mhm.
combined, we might be able to figure out some potions.
Yeah, because I could start, since we have like a cart now, it might be more feasible for Huffin to start doing that, since he would have like a proper flat surface to work on, maybe? It would cost most of my money, but I'd still have enough to get by.
I should ask, do you guys want to band money together to get that third rather, horse and cart?
I
Mm,
don't think we need it.
yeah,
Okay.
I think I would personally like to pass on that.
Yeah.
I think we're already like too far in the rabbit hole of we've got so much shit for an adventuring party, it's just gonna go missing.
It's gonna get destroyed on the first adventure.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get fucking
Yeah.
waylaid by harpies or something on the way, and the
Yeah.
cart's gonna get the horses and the cart are gonna get eaten. We'll be like, well, there goes all that money.
What kind of sick,
Alencia will
twisted bastard
cry.
would destroy your carriage on the first outing?
Yeah, what
The
kind
one
of
that's
sick, twisted
laughing
bastard
as they say
indeed?
that sentence.
Okay. Me. I would absolutely do that as a DM. which
The
Hostile
means
Blaze is
you
that
DM.
might.
dick.
Yeah.
Hostile DM.
It's not a
Oh,
hostile
mate.
DM, it's a hostile world, see?
Uh-huh.
Feel free to correct me on this, but I believe we're coming up on 1 hour remaining. Is that correct, Basker?
Yeah, hour and a half. I can push it a little
Okay.
later tonight.
So, since we're doing shopping and then you guys are going to head out towards Zundashur, do we want to call it there and then off screen you guys can finish the shopping and we'll pick up next time with the journey to Zundashur?
Oh, you want to cut it with? Okay.
Because we're nearing the end of one leg of the journey, and so it seems like a good stopping point to me.
Mm-hmm. That's valid. I'm not against it.
Yeah,
Sure.
we can.
Yeah, we could.
All right.
continue
So
shuffling.
with that, we're gonna wrap session. Thank you everybody for coming and everybody for playing.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, chat.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you
Bye,
very
chat.
much.
Bye.